music has started.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott, and I would like to invite you to listen Monday through Friday right here on Spaced Out Radio. 3 hours a night of the top stories with the top guests, ranging topics from UFOs to ETs, ghosts to Sasquatch, and everything in between. We are live every night, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. So come on in and take a listen at spacedoutradio.com. Spaced Out Radio will take you out of this world.
Let's go with 6316, 8.8 for 6,000.
Yeah, 6316, North Gulf Road, still maintain 3,000, I'm 1 for the right.
3,000, let's go with 6316.
Redwood 811, still maintain 4,000, airport's open to Fox 1.
Take you higher and higher and higher. You feel it over and over again. Take you higher and higher and higher. You feel it over and over again.
6 runway, careful, runway heading, runway 5. Let's take off.
Check.
And we're ready for takeoff. Sit back, relax. It's time to travel with Cosmic Passport. Spaced Out Weekend presents Elizabeth Anglin's Cosmic Passport. A 1-hour warm-up of news, stories, thoughts, and ideas to captivate your mind. You can follow us at spacedoutradio.com.
Now 20 years have passed us by, and we look back and count the time. Burning like the summer sun, when the world was young. As I lay staring from the ground, and 7 trumpets wait to sound.
And now, here's Our Lady of Flight, Cosmic Passport with Elizabeth Anglin.
Good evening and welcome to Spaced Out Radio Weekend. This is your host before the host, Elizabeth Anglin, coming to you with tonight's Cosmic Passport presentation of paranormal news, views, and random stuff. I'm here tonight with James Tyson, who we missed very much last night. I mean, he has no idea how many of us were just like, well, what do we do? What do we do without Spaced Out Radio Weekend? I guess we'll just have to talk to each other on private message on Facebook or something. Well, that's what some of us did, and it was nice. It was nice to catch up with y'all that I caught up with last night. But tonight we're back. And we are on spacedoutradio.com. If you are a new listener, please consider supporting spacedoutradio.com by becoming a space traveler. Go to the website, look for the link that says Spaced Out Radio, Space Travelers Club, and for just $5 a month, you can sign up to become one of us. Yeah, it's just like the song Heathens. You guys know that song, All My Friends Are Heathens, don't you know? Yeah, it's like that. You know, sent by the crazy people over there. Well, we're a good club, so think about it. Think about, pulling out your wallet and the $5 a month. You'll get archives, you'll get special shows, newsletter, and the end of the month drawing for swag, which we like, and books from authors that are going to be coming on every month. Different authors every month. I am getting strange feedback. James, am I okay? Oh, okay, good. Thank you for indulging me with that question, all of you listening. Normally, we do have Revolution Radio. If you are a normal Revolution Radio listener and somehow came through spacedoutradio.com, you can support them at freedomslips.com. Hear the show through freedomslips.com normally, but not tonight. We don't know why. Just not tonight. We're going to have a great show for you. We have Paisley and Joanna back at the top of the hour after we get through with paranormal news and views, and they will be taking short one-question calls this evening. The veil is thinning. We are heading on into Halloween and All Souls Day and All Saints Day if you're Episcopalian and not Catholic, or if your parents were, or if you like having 2 days instead of one. And the ghosts are out and about, and down here in the south, the ghosts are just out and there's no about. I'm making a joke about Canadians. Don't hurt me. We always say, Canadians say out and about, oot and about.
No, we
That's
don't. Here, I'll say it. Watch me say it. Listen to me say it. Out and about.
I know, but when
I didn't say out
up,
and a boot.
Well, you didn't say oot and a boot.
Because that would just be strange.
Yeah, when I was growing up, that was our joke about how you could tell if someone was Canadian. How did they say out and about? They said oot and a boot. It's not true.
You'd be so easy to invade.
No, wouldn't we? Look at our... never mind, we're not talking politics. Look at our lack of wall.
Okay, carry on. Like you were normal.
Carrying on. Like normal people do. Normal people who aren't just overjoyed to have their buddy back on the Sunday night. So this week there have been tons of stories, not tons, but several stories about paranormal critters. Yeah, you heard it. I don't know how many of you are coast to coast people who get the coast to coast newsletter. I do, because who doesn't? We all do. And there is a really cool video, although something about it is reminding me a little bit of the movie about the guy who goes to the planet and he rides a flying beast. Anyway, it's apparently from China, and it may have already been, although I didn't find that it was, already have been debunked. But it's kind of a cool video, which looks a bit like a dragon. When you see the picture before you start the video, the first thing I thought was, oh, ginkgo biloba leaf flying in the wind, or, oh, little helicopter from a maple tree, which Canadians know about maple trees, so do people in Michigan, flying in the wind. No, it actually looks like a flying critter with an interesting tail. But here's the story from coast to coast. An intriguing video from China purportedly shows a mysterious flying creature that some think may be a dragon. Very little is known about the 5-minute-long piece of footage, aside from claims that it was filmed in a mountainous area of China near the Laotian border. In the clip, an anomalous animal appears to be majestically sailing through the mountains as it flaps its enormous wings. The breathtaking nature of the footage and the fantastic possibilities it suggests have led the video to amass over 20,000 views on YouTube, or 200,000 views on YouTube in just a handful of days. Paranormal enthusiasts theorize that the creature in question could be a dragon or a pterodactyl. Skeptics, however, argue that it's probably a CGI hoax, while others have even proposed that the anomaly is actually a drone, although that seems less plausible than the dragon hypothesis. It really doesn't appear to be flying much like a drone. Check out the remarkable video at the C2C Facebook page, which a lot of us are on, so I don't feel bad saying it. Coast insiders can also learn about the long-standing history of dragons found in cultures throughout the world by checking out Richard Freeman's appearance on Coast to Coast. Well, you can go to Coast to Coast right now if you want, but stay with us because we're more fun at the moment. Okay, now that was air. We just took over air. We've got water, sea creatures, weird, in the water, also in the news this past week. And this is from Scotland, in the Irish Sea, in between England and Scotland. October 19th, 2016, also from Coast to Coast. The discovery of a sunken German submarine off the coast of Scotland may solve a legendary nautical mystery surrounding a ship that was allegedly attacked by a sea monster. The downed U-boat was spotted during preparations to lay down a massive power cable in the waters between England and Scotland. Researchers believe that the vessel could be the German ship known as UB-85, which gained infamy following a strange incident in 1918. As the story goes, a British patrol boat stumbled upon the submarine cruising on the surface of the water, and the German sailors quickly surrendered rather than engage in battle. After the patrol boat subsequently sunk the sub, the captured crew was questioned about their swift surrender, and the ship's captain revealed that their vessel had been badly damaged following an attack by a sea monster. He recounted to his British counterparts how the creature surprised them in the middle of the night while the sub had been surfaced in order to recharge its batteries. The monster, he said, had a small horned head with giant eyes and gruesome, glistening teeth. Stunned and terrified, the crew purportedly attempted to shoot at the creature with their pistols, but it seemed to have no effect, and the monster's attack rendered the ship incapable of submerging again. Stuck on the surface of the water, worried about how long their ship would last, and traumatized by their creature encounter, the German crew gladly gave up the fight when they were found by the patrol boat. The veracity of the tale has remained a mystery centuries later, but now researchers think that the discovery of the downed U-boat may be able to provide answers. Divers, they say there is a 50% chance that this is the UB-85, and if so, an examination of the ship would shed light on what caused it to sink. Divers will likely discover some kind of mechanical failure was behind UB-85's issue, and the crew's account of the sea monster's attack was merely false bravado. Oh no, we didn't wreck the ship. No, we didn't run out of food. No, it was a sea monster. Yeah, that's it. However, until the sub can be studied, we'll hold out hope they could also find haunting bite marks on the side of the ship that will actually confirm the fantastic tale. That would be kind of cool if you could find something that you could actually say was a bite mark. But if you don't know what the creature is, how do you know it's a bite mark of something? Because you have no teeth to compare it to. And this is the problem with the paranormal. When we don't catch cryptids, we can't really do forensic research on them because we don't know what we're looking at. I'm just saying, there's a lot of expectations that we should have all the answers or be able to make it scientific. It's really hard. Even if they find bite marks, they're not going to know if they actually are bite marks because they don't have any teeth to compare it to. Man, I hate this field. I don't know, man. It's so frustrating sometimes. Okay, here's an easier one. Because it's probably not a cryptid, but it is still kind of cool. Police investigate reports of large cats in Camden County, Pennsylvania. Woohoo! Cougars are back in the east. Woohoo! Not cryptid, but big and fluffy and feline. Monday, October 17th, and this is on ABC News. Police are investigating possible large cat sightings in Winslow Township, Camden County. Witnesses believe the animals to be mountain lions, the investigators said, and there are pictures online. This is at 6abc.com. Grainy images obtained by police show what appears to be a large cat, but police say it's not possible to determine what kind of animal it is. The sightings were, but it appears to be a large cat. There's a picture. Looks like a large cat. The sightings were reported near the border with Hamilton. Officers point out that mountain lions were once indigenous to the area but haven't been seen there for many years. Police say there have been no reports of contact between people and the animals. At this time, we don't believe that the animals pose a threat to people, but we suggest that everyone use sound judgment and reasonable precautions, and that their children pets, with their children pets and themselves. And the police said in a news release Monday morning. And then they asked that you call animal control. Now, it does look like a large cat. It could also be a regular lion, a female lion from the picture. And the problem is you can't really see the head. And if you've ever seen any regular cougars, they can be as big as female savanna lions. The big pumpkin-headed cats that are out here in the West, and I'm sure up in Vancouver and BC, where they grow very large because there are lots of yummy Canadians to eat. Hi, James. How are you? We missed you so much. No.
The cats we have up here actually have small heads. Like they are the ones with the tinier head compared to their body. I guess up close it would be, and for those of you who can't see what I'm doing with my hands, which at times is a very good thing, they're about the size of maybe and then I'm moving my hand like this. Maybe about 12 inches across and 10 inches high. But compared to the body, it's just like all body and a little stubby head on the end of it. Now, I'm sure looking at the business end of that head coming at you, it looks a lot bigger, but the bodies are huge compared to the head.
Yeah, the bodies are huge. That's what surprised me is there's a stuffed mountain lion in Ridgeway State Park in Colorado, and it's you go in and you pay your thing and you can buy some things in the gift store, and then there's a conference room that you can rent, and it has this beautiful view of the Snuffles Range. And I thought, I'll go teach animal communication there, but over the doorway to the conference room is the biggest stuffed mountain lion. It is literally as big as any savanna cat, and it has a huge head. It's just a large, broad, and it's making the snarling thing, and it's kind of up in the tree. So as you walk toward the door, what you've got is snarling mountain lion going, "Yes, come into the conference room. Let me eat you, little person." And so I never used that conference room, even though it has a great view. So the funny things people do with stuffed lions, Well,
the other thing with that is because they don't keep the skull in it when they stuff it, they could have exaggerated the head on it in any way to make it look spookier.
Yeah, but they say it's actually they make the point that this is the size of mountain lions that you will meet around here because they want people to be aware. So. Yeah, they weren't. Other than the attitude of I am a snarling mountain lion in the tree, and I'm going to eat you. Other than that attitude, they say that they kept the size the same, so that people would know. Yes, this is how big they get. But there's so much food around there that they haven't had them attack people that they know of. There have been some, horse attacks and sheep attacks, but not people. So, next thing, which you really don't want to see. I really don't want to see this because A, it flies. B, it would mean that there was some portal in time that I had walked through. And this is from Jasma Online, the phenomena, the scientific investigation of the unexplained. The Denali pterosaur, and the Antioch gates of hell. But I'll just go with the pterosaur. This is from a guy who's in Sacramento, California, a guy named Paul Dale Roberts, who is an esoteric detective, which is kind of a cool name for a paranormal investigator, don't you think? What do? I'm an esoteric detector, or detective. I suppose I, as a medium, am an esoteric detector, and he's an esoteric detective. So you can find these people at jasmaonline@gmail.com if you are in the Sacramento, California area and you see anything weird, like our wonderful Spaced Out Radio space traveler, Joe Allgaier, often does. He's in your neck of the woods, Joe. Here's his story from running his hotline. I get many paranormal hotline calls, and most of them are about hauntings. Every once in a while, I will get calls on UFOs and cryptids. This one is about a cryptid, and it's very unusual. Read on. Paranormal hotline call, date 10/16/2016, time 1500 hours. Here's partial transcript. Telephone rings. Paul? Hello, paranormal hotline. Caller. Yes, my name is Raymond de Sauveterre. I have a story that I kept to myself for a long time and was too afraid to tell anyone because they will think I'm crazy. Paul, where are you from? Caller, Canada. But the incident in which I will relate to you happened in Alaska. Paul, I will keep this story confidential if you like. Caller, no, it's okay to publish the story. Here's what happened. In June 2002, my family and I visited Denali National Park in Alaska. Paul, Denali? Caller, yes, the park was once called Mount McKinley National Park. Paul, okay, what happened? My wife and 2 sons, ages 19 and 22, were in the area of Sable Pass. And we've seen golden eagles, and we can easily identify a golden eagle when we see one, but what we saw was different. Paul, what did you see? Caller, we saw a pterosaur. We know what we saw. Paul, can you describe it? Caller, before we saw the pterosaur, the insects went silent, and we thought that was really odd. Paul, I've heard that happens during UFO events or dimensional shifts where a person may go from their reality into another reality. What else happened? Caller, the atmosphere changed. The blue sky was now a gray sky. The trees felt electrically charged. We all felt lightheaded and dizzy. Then it happened. There were some doll sheep grazing nearby, and they seemed startled. And the sky was what I must call a pterosaur. It had a long, slim, rigid neck, pointed beak. It was 40 feet above us. It had a pointed skull. I can still see it in my mind like it happened yesterday. It had long, slim legs, small head, and I will never forget those wings, those membranous wings. They had to be at least a 6-foot wingspan. The body and the wings had no feathers. The wings had sharp angles like bat wings. The creature seemed to be eyeing the sheep. And we were all terrified. We just kept watching this creature flying in circles. And then all of a sudden we felt the atmosphere changing back again, and we felt off kilter, and the gray sky became blue again, and the pterosaur was not there anymore. The sheep were still there, and they went back to their routine of grazing, and we could hear insects again and saw a group of spiders scurry up a tree. And I know this sounds crazy, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and you are very accessible on the web to report this event. Thank you. Paul, well, thank you for this great information. And he continued on with a private conversation. Conclusion: from the sound of this story, either the family misidentified the flying creature, in which I doubt, or they walked into a disruption in the space-time continuum, which I love. Now, the anti-gates of hell is supposed to be something in California that's similar. But basically, I really want to talk about this idea that they walked into a disruption in the space-time continuum, because when I look at Nessie or, remote view Nessie or remote view Champy or Ogopogo, that's what I see. I see a disruption in the space-time continuum, or a portal, or something, a little hole or a channel that UFOs can use, and then you'll get some kind of creature that just does not belong. Now, James may be off doing something else, but I'll ask him what he thinks. James, are you around?
I are.
You are? What do you think?
I think...
Disruption in space-time?
Without actually having a conversation with this guy myself, it is interesting, and the way he describes it is very much like something you would not find in that part of North America, strictly because if it goes down to like minus 60 in a full-on winter in the mountains in Alaska, around whatever Mount McKinley is called now, but if you didn't have feathers and you were relatively not protected from the winter, you wouldn't last so long. So, which then leans me towards what you're thinking about, like a slippage in the seam, so to speak.
Yeah, because there would be that would be a warm weather creature. That would be it wouldn't be warm enough to have no feathers at all.
Last year, I interviewed a fellow who's been tracking these all around the world, and even down in California and wherever people see these large, pterosaurs. And he was saying there was a lot of reports up in British Columbia here and up to Alaska, and that was my concern too when he was talking about them, that they couldn't winter up here because those were around when there were very few feathers on beasties. That said, who knows? They may have had feathers. Maybe they didn't last as long, but I don't know. I know I kind of believe he was talking about rookeries of these things down in Papua New Guinea, in a very remote area, and they were seen right up. The native population see them quite often, and there was a very credible witness back in World War II, an American airman who he and a buddy are out walking in the jungle and heard a big thumping whoosh, and one kind of ran and took off not too far from them, and like literally in a clearing beside him about 50, 60 yards away, and he knows it wasn't a bird, and it was about a 20 plus foot wingspan, and described the head of a pterosaur. So who knows? I'd have more belief of them existing flapping around in Papua New Guinea than Alaska.
Well, I mean, I don't remember from my natural history class how long ago they were supposed to exist, and what the theory is of the sort of Pangea, that the continents have shifted. Yeah. And the Earth has warmed up and cooled down. We are actually in a cold part of the Earth's evolution. We've been in ice ages we're the Pleistocene. We don't think we're the Pleistocene, but we're the Pleistocene. We're in the ice age level. And the dinosaurs did not enjoy the kind of cold that we enjoy, or the kind of cold that you have up there. So I would think that if it's a rift in time, it makes more sense, because the Earth was warmer back then, as far as geologists have said, and there could have been some shifting of the plates, so it could have been closer to the equator, or it just could be warmer because it's not the ice age epoch of time, which is what we are creatures of. So, we're all cave people. We're all cavemen in the ice ages, and we like to say, well, back when there were cavemen in the ice ages, and it's like, yeah, everything's warming up and then it will cool down again. Why? Because it's the ice age. We're still in it. That's my thought on that. You can disagree all you want or agree. I don't care. It's not strongly held, but it's my thought on that. So yeah, it would make more sense that it would be a time shift. But I could see that, like the dragon pterosaur in China and Laos, because I don't think there are a ton of people. Like, I think those mountains after the wars, I think it's pretty remote for China. And then after, Laos and Cambodia, there was a great big let's kill everybody movement over there. I hate to say it, but there isn't the human impact of people between Laos and China anymore that there used to be. So if there was something real in this time period, it could be something down there. That's a low human population density area, or relatively lower than a lot of places. Or I don't know. What do you think of the dragon? Have you looked at that? Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that. I was out of town while the dragon was doing
Out of town.
Yeah,
you were
out of town. I was out of town with my mom. Whatever that is.
Whoever that is. You were with your crew.
With the crew.
So what did you... Yeah, so you were doing the Concrete Washington Paracon.
Yes, Eric Cooper and his crew put that on, and it was really, really good. Some good speakers there. Christina George, fabulous lady. and we hung out with her and Mike, and we traveled the wastelands of concrete Washington. And I got to tell you, that is on a confluence of a couple of rivers, and it's built on, anything from quartz to any number of different types of crystals. And it's been around since the 1800s, and it is gosh darn active. It is like any small town America. You've got the main street, and what I mean by that, I mean it hasn't really changed much in 100 years. The facades, they've kept the facades in the older way. I know I can't remember the name of the town in Montana I went to. Fabulous little town, and if it wasn't for the cars, and I think I have it on my Facebook page, if you took those cars out of there, you would swear it was somewhere between the late 1940s to the mid 1960s, just because of the facades of the building. They've kept all the same. All the taverns were the same, and a little bit of neon, but mostly the older signs with the screw-in bulbs, the original ones probably from the 40s. And this is what a portion of concrete is like. They fixed a lot of it up. The roads are obviously really, really wide. Well, not obviously wide, but they're really wide. You could put a 6-lane highway on the road. And, if you're running from the bakery across to the dry cleaners kind of thing, you might as well take a cab. Take an Uber across that. It's a good distance. But it's an interesting community with a lot of history, a lot of First Nations or American Indian influence, rainforests, in the Pacific Northwest, nice lakes. We're at the Tyee Lodge, and walk out on the balcony of this place, and you're looking over a beautiful lake. Great weather. And we stumbled upon a tavern called The Hub, and had an enjoyable time at The Hub, scaring the hell out of the locals, which of course are like any locals, young 20 to 30 something hardworking men sitting at the bar hoping a woman would fall in the door by accident, where they would club her on the head and drag her into the back. So we all walked in there, and the piano player stopped. You could hear the doors swinging behind us.
Well, you guys with your beards, you look like you're misplaced recalcitrant Hells Angels with your beards between you and Mike and
No. I walked in there with my, what do you guys call them? Wool cap. I was wearing a toque. I had my plaid jacket on. I had my Mackinac. I had my beard. All I needed was a double-bladed axe over my shoulder. I'd fit right in.
Yeah, you use your Viking / Hells Angels /
No, how about lumberjack / Pacific Northwest native, and way too old to be a what do you call those guys with the hair buns and the man bun?
Lumbersexual. You're not a lumbersexual. You're just a lumberjack.
And I'm okay. Yeah, so it was fun. I like those bars, but I only like them when there's a whole bunch of people around that I'm going with. Like my motorcycle group pulls in to one of those places. That way you usually don't get, shot in the gut and stuffed down a gopher hole and never seen again, which I'm sure a lot of people in the community have, but just by the paranormal activity that is around that place. There's some... There's certainly some history beside that, or in that community.
Yeah, the shoot, shovel, and shut up history.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm still here. Where?
No,
we're
here. I'm not dead yet. Yes, you are.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
But I feel quite well. In fact, I'm
there was
feeling
no
better.
memorial service.
Yeah. But it was good. We, Christina George, we walked into the tavern, and she identified 3 spirits that were there. And this is a very interesting story. And I'll make it quick, not to tie too much of your your cosmic passport up, but the
No. I want to hear it. This half hour is dedicated to you.
I was leaning over the counter and talking to the waitress, and I said, or the bartender, and I said, "Do you think this place is haunted?" And she just kind of looked at me and motioned over to her left, which was on my right at the end of the bar, and she said, "Well, that guy sitting there in the top hat and bow tie, he's here all the time on my shift." And I look over, and there's nobody there. But I guess this character, this was a gentleman's club back in the day. And it wasn't one of those kind of gentlemen's clubs, you know what I'm talking about, because the brothel was actually across the street. So it was a quick stagger, and he was dressed like this is the gentleman's club. So I asked Christine, I said, "You see anything at the end of the bar here?" I was told there's a guy in a top hat, and she goes, "Oh yeah, in a bow tie. He sits there because he likes coming in and looking after the bartender. He kind of recognizes her, or she's similar to somebody he knew, and he just comes in on her shift to make sure she's safe." That was kind of creepy. And then she looked around, and there was a woman who looked like she may have passed about 5 to 10 years ago. Not back in the old. This building was built in 1923. And she was kind of up against the wall, and I said, "Well, what's her name?" Because, I'm single in a bar at a country. So, "Hey, so what's her name?" And she, Christina, kind of tapped in and said, "Well, her name. She says her name's Elizabeth, but you can call her Liz or Lizzie." And I said,
"Oh
okay,
dear,
that's kind of cool."
Yeah.
So, Mike Morin, who is on the president or Canadian Paranormal Society, he goes down to the restroom and comes back, and he's got the heebie-jeebie. Oh, that's a horrid term, and I apologize for using it. He's creeped out, and he says that he says, "Christina, go see what you feel in the back there." She comes back out and says, "Yeah, there's a guy there," and describes him as kind of a lumberjack-looking guy. And he's kind of creepy, and he watches girls go to the bathroom, and he's, all this stuff, and he doesn't like guys. And Mike said, "Yeah, he's got brown hair, he's about this tall," because Mike saw him too, and he was trying to pick a fight with Mike. Just doesn't like guys, but hangs out in the girls' restroom, watching the girl. And Christina went in to use the restroom, and he's just standing there looking at her. And I was like, "Okay, buddy, why don't you just leave?" So that was our Friday night. And Saturday night, last night, actually wasn't last night, it was early this morning. Saturday was the Paracon. And we had made arrangements to come back to the hub to do a paranormal investigation at closing, which was about 1:45, allegedly. And we had some locals in there still cranking up the jukebox, irritating the hell out of me till about 2:15. And as a result, we only stayed in for, we only stayed in there probably for 35-40 minutes before just had to bail out of there, because it was a pain in the butt to kind of be rushed like that. And one of our listeners who dropped by, we had two listeners who actually dropped by. We had J.A. Caslett, who came in, and with one of her friends, and who is a member of the SOR club here. We had ouch, sorry, I just think I had a spirit come and stab me in the back with something. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
I was just
thinking
J.A. was so excited. She was so excited to go. She was telling me. She was like, "You guys are like rock stars," and I'm like, "No, we're not." She's like, "Yeah, you are." And I'm like, "No, you're right." No,
when she got there and she actually saw what I looked like, they went, "No, you're not rock stars at all. You're just strange people that." It was kind of freaky. But what was I saying? So there was Mike Moran couldn't even make it. He was tired, and he said, if I don't head back to the hotel, I'm going to end up in a ditch or something. Or there are a lot of elk out there. That's all he needed to do is take out an elk on the way home. And what else did we do? Oh, who else was there? So there was myself, Christina. That's Christina George. One of the guys on her team, Mike. No, shoot, they left early. Yeah, so, which was frustrating because Christina was the one, but she wasn't feeling well, probably from the night before, you know what I'm saying. But she had taken off, so it was myself, Dave Scott, who was actually quite sober, which it was nice. Which is a whole other story. That's
a whole other story. That's so mean. Dave Scott, who is sober. Oh wow.
Yeah, Dave Scott, the great and sober Dave Scott, and AJ's one of AJ's buddies, Calypso, a very nice young lady. So it was the four of us, Dave. And I'm sorry, Skeeter. Oh, wonderful psychic. A wonderful, who actually did a bit of a regression for Dave, did a reading for me. I did a reading for her. Skeeter is a member of the paranormal team up there. And gosh darn it, I just can't remember the name of the paranormal team. I'm having a brain fart here, but I'll have it in a little while. But Skeeter was there, and she is open and as sensitive as Christina. And when I asked the question in the EVP, I could look at Skeeter, and she would just can either nod like yes or no. And I asked for... Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to go back to that day. We did a ghost walk through the main street with Fog, which Fog is a paranormal group up there, FOG, Friends of Ghosts. So, yeah, definitely go to their website and... or no, I think their website's under construction. Go on Facebook, look up Friends of Ghosts out there. Brilliant people. The lady who is one of the founders, she is a sensitive. She has done a lot of work in that area. And they went to the theater, and they said there was a murder in the theater, and we were all standing on the sidewalk listening about this story about a murder in the theater. And she said, yeah, a girl was killed, and her name is Lizzie. And which...
not another Lizzie.
No, not another one. Oh. Because the theater, the place in the theater she was killed is on the other side of the wall from where Christina saw the Elizabeth, call me Lizzie, who appeared to her as being relatively modern, late 20s, past 5 to 10 years ago. The Lizzie that we had heard about from Fog was killed in 2008, murdered in the hotel. In the theater, in the concrete theater. So that can talk about verification coming out of the blue. So now speed forward to early this morning. We're doing the paranormal investigation. We started at the end of the bar to see if the guy in the top hat would come through. Nothing. He didn't come through, but a woman came through, kind of a turn of the century lady came through. We had a discussion with her. Again, I haven't reviewed any of the audio, so I don't know what we have, but confirming through Skeeter that this woman was turn of the century. She would like to cross over. So we're going to be getting a hold of our friends up there, and Eric Cooper and his group, or maybe just the people at Fog, to see who can deal with this better, but cross this person over. Then we went further down the bar to try to get a hold of Lizzie. Nothing. We couldn't get to her, but a real jerk of a guy came through, didn't want to play. He's, nope. You're real arrogant poohead of a guy. Eventually got a couple answers from him. Okay, then moved down to where we were hoping to bump into the guy, the logger, who kind of liked looking at women in the bathroom. his energy was also really, really negative to guys. And when I talked to the people who worked in the bar, they said, "Oh yeah, if we're gonna if there's gonna be fights in here, it'll be down at that end of the bar." So what he does, he'll kind of irritate the guys who have had a few and maybe a little bit of a low energy and get them going at it just because he's a jerk. So we're down there hoping to talk to this guy. Sure enough, a guy comes through, but the fellow that comes through, again, this building was built in 1923. The strip of the buildings are built in 1923. This guy comes through. He's basically, we find out he's a logger, but he's 22 years old. That's a lot younger. That's like 10, 15 years younger than the energy that Mike Morin and Christina George bumped into. So we determined he was a logger, and he likes it there to a point. He's not the guy that was probably watching the women in the bathroom, but one of the I guess it's just the energy, because it is a tavern. It's a positive place to a point, and a lot of gathering, a lot of laughing, and he probably had a couple of beer himself when he was younger. What we believe we determined, and we're going to confirm this through our EVPs if we had any, we are going to determine if what we believe we got, and this is using Skeeter as kind of the silent yes and no lady. We asked what year was the last year that he remembered. And Skeeter said like 82. And then she stopped and she was like, and I looked at her and I said, 1882? And she nodded, yeah. So he was literally from the land as opposed to the building. Or he was from around the area and showed up in there. And we determined that he was most likely born in Canada and was working in logging down there. And he was 22 when he passed. We also have an agreement from him is he'd like to go home too. He'd like to cross. So again, we're going to get them working on that. So we have Lizzie that wants to go home, and we've got this other fella, unidentified, that would like to go home. Oh, and the lady at the front door, she would like to go. But the I almost said bad words. The gentleman behind the bar, didn't want anything to do with that. So it was and that was, we were out of there about, I was back to the hotel at around 20 to 4 this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you've had a long day. You've had a long day.
Well, it's not like I was awake since then. Like, slept until Mike woke me up at 10. Bastard. Then we said goodbye to our buddies, and off we went.
Well, good. So Mike found what looks like a footprint. Is that so? Were you part of the Bigfoot footprinting, or was that
that was actually a I can't remember how that worked out. Somebody he knows, or somebody, one of the other people around there, what was it? This they had text him a picture of a coin in a what looked like a Bigfoot impression. So I wasn't really paying too much attention where that came from, but I'll be prepared for that question next time.
It's just on Facebook, so people have seen it. We're like, it was a Bigfoot. Okay, so there's a Bigfoot thing going on, but you had all this other stuff with ghosts going on, and that's
I wasn't going anywhere where there was trees and rain and giant blood-sucking elk, so I stuck with the ghosty part of things, because what kind of opportunity do you really look forward to when you can actually do a paranormal investigator and then make eye contact with the bartender who will bring you over a drink? So come on.
Right.
Which to be honest with you, the two things I never do, and I both did them that night. I don't have a drink before I do a paranormal investigation or read somebody's cards or anything like that. And I also don't eat red meat. And Saturday night I did both of them. I had a beer and ate a steak. So I was probably blocked up the yin yang.
No, that's just, if you want to be, you can say that that'll block you, but you can clear that out. That's all superstition, my friend.
I cleared a lot of it out later that day. Oh,
yeah, later that day you cleared it out.
Yeah, it's sitting on my prostate most of the time.
But there, I just want to tell people that you go through stages in your work where, and we talk about this a lot in animal communicator groups, that you go through the vegetarian stage, you go through the really careful vegetarian stage, you go through the ovo-lacto vegetarian stage, and then you go through the gosh darn it, I'm still related to cavemen, I really need to eat some red meat because I don't feel quite right. And then you realize what what you eat, as long as it doesn't put your body in a terrible inflammatory state, after you read for so long or do energy work for so long, you'll probably be just fine. So, and this is something Caroline Mace says as well. She gets really, like, if you've ever heard Caroline Mace with people, she's like, quit it. You don't have a gluten problem, and yes, you can eat that steak, and quit trying to be so controlling. So I just want to say, don't worry about too much about what you eat when it comes down to it. It's just how much you work. So if you work more, you can have the steak.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, it's okay. Have the steak.
All right.
Have the hamburger. But, say a prayer for the cow.
Oh, hell no.
Or,
I'm saying the prayer to the slow cow, who was easy to catch, as opposed to the quick cow, who will get next Wednesday.
The slow elk. Those slow elk. Those black and white slow elk that we have down here.
Yeah,
what's that? Oh, it was a really slow elk.
well, those definitely are the ones that, those are the ones the wolves pick out. They're the old and the injured that are at the back of the herd that you can pick out.
Yeah.
I used to work on a survey crew with the city I lived in, with this old redneck, just a interesting gentleman. And we were out driving along, and there was, one of those running clubs where all the mums get together and they go out and run. And one lady was like, maybe 50, 60 yards behind the group. And he said, "See that one there, Jim? That's the one you pick off." What? Says, "You wait, the slower ones will break from the herd." And then you can just cull those ones. Like, okay, so we're driving around in a van. Okay. Thank you.
It's really, really spooky. And nice.
Spooky. It was gosh darn Creeposaurus, man. That was, yeah. I'm glad I don't work there anymore. Oh, I would have been dead. A bunch of drunken surveyors. It's amazing the city ever got built. Mind you, we only did roads, so what the hell.
You can put things under concrete. Never mind. Okay, well, we have Paisley and Joanna coming up, right? And it's going to be a calling. Don't we?
Okay.
Isn't it two mediums and a large, and aren't you the large?
Yes, we do. We have two mediums and a large. We have Paisley and we have Joanna in finally. And I'm going to squeeze Skeeter in here on one of the two mediums and a larges when either Joanna or Paisley can't make it, or just get tired of me and don't want to make it, because she's really, really cool. And just an amazing sensitive and can do these kind of things, which to me is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And,
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and I hope there's not a lot of pictures floating around from our adventures in concrete out there, because you know what? happens in
Tequila
concrete
shots.
actually stays in concrete because it just firms up, and there you go.
Except for the tequila shots.
Well,
The
there's
tequila
some
shots have-
bozo leaking
worldwide.
that out. Who put that up?
I know.
No, seriously,
I
who
don't
did
know.
it? I'm
I don't know.
obviously somebody
I
who
just know that.
doesn't drink and wants to say, look, I've had my first beer in this bar. So it's like those people who post alcoholic pictures. Look, my first beer. You always used to know who the young ones were when you say, okay, pose, take a picture, and they'd lift a beer up, and you go, oh, that person I'm not drinking with because they'll fall down earlier. Or maybe,
Or
hey,
later.
she's kind of cute. She lifted her beer up. I'm going to hang out with her. So, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's creepy too. That's creepy too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't see the tequila shot picture, so I can't tell you who the foolish one was or who it was that posted that. But I'm going to be signing off pretty soon because we don't have Studio B tonight, do we? But
No,
we
we
do.
don't.
We have directions. What's the number for people to call into to talk
The
to
number
Joanna?
for people to call into is 1-575-694-6634. Again, grab your crayon or your knife and scratch it into your wall. 575-694-6634 or on Skype at James_Tyson32. And please don't spell out the word underscore. It's just that line on the bottom. Because if I get another nasty email about, hey, I typed underscore, and that goes for my friends down in Australia. We have a post for our friends in Australia, and it will show you, well, because it's coming up to, it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, Sydney time, and you've got your own post down there. We have the Spaced Out Radio, show, SOR Australia, and if you do go to that Facebook page, you'll be able to see that we are broadcasting directly to you from up here in the Great Beige North. And so you give us a call on Skype at James_Tyson32, or are you ready for this phone number? Everyone sit down. 0011 1884 575 694 6634. And quit, good Lord, here I'm on Facebook reading stuff up, and people are sending me messages which cover up everything I'm saying. So don't make me pull this computer over, young lady. So that phone number in Australia, again, is 0011 1884 575 694 6634. How the heck would you memorize a phone number? No, that would be the country code. Never mind. So
Yeah, it's a country code.
yeah, that would be a little awkward.
Yeah, we're from a whole other continent. We can't remember that many letters and numbers, or whatever the heck they are, digits. So I'm going to go so you can get Joanna and Paisley going. This is Elizabeth Anglin, your host before the host. If you want to chat with me, you can reach me at info@elizabethanglin.com. I do readings. I am in Madrid, New Mexico, which is a cool little artist colony that, is very haunted. See, now I want to have you guys come down, and I want to go to Lincoln County, and I want to go to Ouray, and I think that the whole Forest Moon Paranormal group should just come down do the Haunted American West tour.
Well,
that's what we need.
Forest Moon can do it remotely. That's their gig. They can do that.
But they're not huggable remotely.
Trust me, Eric's not huggable when you're standing right in front of him.
I don't believe you.
I've got
I mean, you probably better not hug him, but I bet you he would let me hug him.
He would.
I bet you. Yeah.
He's got the huggleblest little kids though. They're just sweethearts, yeah. And his wife, I almost said Izzy. His wife Izzy. No, it is Izzy. It was Lizzie I was thinking of. I almost said Lizzie. My God, they're all up there named Lizzie. But Izzy and Eric, yeah, really good people. And they have a really cool sheep in the front yard. And it's real. So
and it's not been eaten by a pterosaurus, so
no,
there we go.
Well, it could be. Maybe that's why they keep it in the front yard, just to keep it close.
So the pterosaurus won't eat the kids. Okay. Call Paisley, call Joanna. You guys call in. These guys are amazing. They do great readings. I am going to be listening and on the Spaced Out Radio Space Travelers chat room for a bit. And all I got to say is, mwah! I love you all. I missed you last night.
Oh, right in my eye. Thanks, Elizabeth.
I know.
Have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you Saturday if I don't beam myself over there later this week.
Oh, I got scary stuff for next week. It's Halloween weekend. We are going to have some scary, scary stuff coming down the pike.
You are going to have, for next Saturday night, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be interesting. You're going to be interested in hanging out with Joanna and I. We are going to talk UFOs and cryptids. Okay, have a good night. Have a great week.
Okay. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott, and I would like to invite you to listen Monday through Friday right here on Spaced Out Radio.
Okay, Danielle,
3 hours a night of the top stories with the top guests, ranging topics from UFOs to ETs, ghosts to Sasquatch, and everything in between. We are live every night, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. So come on in and take a listen
don't do
at
video,
spacedoutradio.com. Spaced Out Radio will take you out of this world.
Joanna.
Hi there.
Now,
this
they're going to come in
medium,
not
Joanna,
anticipating
and
you
I would
being
love
here,
it if you would join us
I'm pretty
every
sure we're
other
not going to talk
Sunday
about you.
on Spaced Out Weekend.
We'll see
With
how
host
that goes.
James Tyson, we'll bring you
And who else
personal
do I
psychic
have to
messages
add to
on
this?
2 mediums and a large. Questions about love, life, career changes. We would love it if you
Hello,
would
people.
kindly join us live. Call in.
Our friend Danielle's here
Listen in for the
too.
experience. Allow us to open the doors to your other side.
I wanted to go grab a
2
tea,
mediums
but
and a large.
you're all
Heard
here now, and it
only
would be
on
rude.
Spaced Out Weekend at spacedoutradio.com.
No.
Looking for news beyond the mainstream news?
Cover me. I'm going in.
SpacedOutRadio.com and check out the SOR Spacewire. This is Spaced Out Radio's Eric Markham, news director for the SOR Spacewire. Daily, I will bring you intriguing stories and outlandish reports from what's going on around the world. UFO sightings, paranormal activity, conspiracies, alternative health, and so much more. And if you have news, email me at news@spacedoutradio.com.
Attention Spaced Out Radio listeners. For only $5 a month, you can join Spaced Out Radio Space Travelers. Your membership at spacedoutradio.com will give you access to private fan area on the website, get you a monthly newsletter, draws for monthly swag, and a whole lot more. Sign up today to become a part of the Spaced Out Radio experience.
For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com for mind, body, and spirit, and expect a miracle.
Patrolling the Pacific Northwest, we are always on the lookout for the strange and unassuming stories that real people are experiencing. Hi, I'm Vincent Zunza from Pacific North Weird. Me and Alexandra Sullivan have teamed to bring to you those odd stories that never seem to make it into the mainstream. Stories so weird that will leave you scratching your head wondering, is this real? It's as real as it gets with Pacific North Weird. You can watch our videos right here at spacedoutradio.com.
It's time to go live on Spaced Out Weekend.
Danielle, do you call in on your phone or by Skype? 13, please. Oh, hi, Kevin. Oh, is that the time? Kevin, my friend, don't you find that watch just a little bit loud? Well, I certainly hope our buddy Bumblefoot is playing when we get there. Oh, you stinky big bundle of hair. I said Bumblefoot, not Bigfoot. Oh, it's going to be a long night.
It's time to head to the 13th floor of the old log cabin for Spaced Out Weekend with James Tyson. You can tweet James at James Tyson SOR. You can find him on Instagram, Spaced Out Weekend, as well as on Facebook. On YouTube, our channel is Spaced Out Radio Show, and you can check out our website, spacedoutradio.com.
Little brother has taken control, shoveling dirt in every hole. Predators to condemn your soul, watching you and watching me. We're all connected but separated, misunderstood and so frustrated. A million armies of one have invaded, watching you and watching me. We live behind glass curtains and act like nothing's wrong. Soon you will belong. I know you're out there somewhere. We've watched you for so long. Wait for you to fall. We'll expose you all. I know you're out there somewhere. Watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
And now, perched high in his captain's chair, way above the clouds, here's James Tyson.
Welcome, everybody, to another fabulous episode of Spaced Out Weekend. It is I, James Tyson, broadcasting to you from my little log cabin on the 13th floor of the Spaced Out Radio Network here in the paranormal portals of the lower left Canadian coast or upper left American coast or Pacific Northwest or Cascadia, as we separatists like to refer to our area. And tonight with us we have your favorites. We have your favorites. We have Paisley Town, and that music in the background indicates we may have the lovely Joanna, the medium.
Oh,
here
should
with
I turn
us.
it down?
No, for gosh sakes. Oh, I love that music.
Okay.
Oh, should I turn it down? No, that's the only reason I listen to this show. Are you kidding me? I'd be fast asleep by now. It's like Dave's show. I never listen to that stuff. Anyway, Paisley, as you know, is intuitive. Honest, I only had a couple of drinks this weekend. Most of them about an hour ago. Paisley is an intuitive psychic. She's a psychometry, tarot, numerology, and she's my teacher. So next Saturday, I have to go to her course, or is it Friday? I don't know. I have to go to a course. Saturday with my list of readings that I did this weekend and my notes. That's just such a teacher. She grew up in southern Ontario, which is not even in Canada. It's on the other side of the mountains. She's always felt various unexplainable tugs and an affinity for stone shells, crystals, and other inert forms of, nonetheless, things that teemed with life and structure. And it was in the mid-90s, when she was 11, that she was drawn to begin her metaphysical training. Oh, this is going to be a good night. I'm so tired. While trained in many mystical and psychic arts, it was when she was introduced to psychometry, which is sensing the associations from personal objects, in her case, mostly metal objects such as jewelry, keys, belt buckles, hubcaps, that her intuitive compass was pointed north, meaning that she was heading straight to where she is now. You know, you can get a hold of Paisley at paisleytown.com. paisleytown.com. She can do readings via Skype. She does numerology. And I got to tell you, if you're interested in getting numerology done by Paisley, don't lie about your name, or I will reach through the Google net and, I will gut shoot you and stuff you down a gopher hole, because that's not how it works. You don't... I'm pretty sure, Paisley, you really need their name, right?
Yeah, numerology is based on the person's birthday and their name. And it can be kind of interesting because there's a few people that I've read for that have two birthdays, meaning, they might have been born in another country and they don't have their birth papers don't show their birthday right or something like that. So if someone's born and they're renamed with their new adopted parents, their birth name and their new name both count.
Well, that's really interesting. Cool. And because I've seen people whose identification is their birthday is January 1st. And these people are usually, and this was a big thing when people came as refugees from Vietnam in the war, and they came over to North America, and we had a few in Canada, and these were older people who couldn't tell you when they were born. So when they were given identification here, it was the estimated year and then January 1st.
Right.
So, anyway, that's just a little bizarre trivia. And we have back Joanna the medium. She is a evidential spiritual medium, registered professional counselor, and registered clinical counseling hypnotherapist. She used to be just a regular person. No, Joanna is just a regular person with normal joys and challenges of life, and she happens to have this gift that seems to come naturally, and in Joanna's case, it is coming naturally and in waves. She is naturally becoming more and more sensitive in a number of different areas. Her mediumship ability is an amazing gift that revealed itself while she was going through her own life challenges and while working with her clients in her private practice out here in Vancouver Counseling and Hypnotherapy out here on the left coast of Canada. Now, although it took Joanna a while to fully embrace and trust her amazing gift, and if you know anything about Joanna, it is an amazing gift, her responsibility lies in acknowledging that what comes to her naturally is her calling, in fact, and it's her calling to serve as a messenger for the spirit world. And that messenger is for you. And if you want a reading with Joanna, you can go to her website too, joannathemedium.com. Also, go look up Joanna the Medium on YouTube. And she does a number of videos a month on horoscopes, which is very cool, and she does a lot of readings on there. And I watched a couple. I watched actually my horoscope for August of 2016. It was very interesting. I have questions about the various moons and levels and stuff, but I thought I was just a Leo, but there's way more to it than that. It was rather stressful. Well, hello everyone.
Hello.
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 Hello. How have you been, Paisley?
I've been really well, James. I've had a lot of interesting things happen in the last few weeks. And earlier this week, one of our listeners from our Facebook page, he's from Louisiana. And hopefully I'm saying the town right. It's called Slidell, Louisiana. He gave us a really good compliment. He's an avid listener to Two Mediums at a Large. And I just want to give a big shout out to Casey Russell if he's listening tonight.
Very nice.
Thanks, Casey. That's nice. And I think it's Louisiana.
There you go.
And that's good. Yeah, well, thanks very much for listening, and feel free to call in anytime you want and say hi to the ladies. And Joanna, where the heck have you been?
Oh, God, where haven't I been?
You've been busy.
Oh, Yes. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. No, things are good. Just experiencing some interesting stuff. That's probably beyond the scope of this particular show, shall we say. But no, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's actually one of those interesting things that that I wanted to talk to you about. Uh-oh. I think I just killed them all off. Stand by. Sorry, I seem to put everyone on hold there. We had an incoming call that threw me off my board. Hey, just for the listener to know, Joanna's going to be on next Saturday, the 29th of October, and we are not going to be taking calls for readings, but Joanna and I are going to talk about where she's come over the last year since I've known her, and what other mediums you're tapping into. I use the word medium. I mean, what other books you're pulling off the shelf. So the stuff that's happening, and we're going to be talking cryptids. We're going to be talking UFOs. We are going to be I will be asking her questions that aren't to do with, did a giant ape actually take down the Twin Towers or something. We're not going to get into conspiracies. We're not going to touch on things like that. We are going to skirt them very close, but there are certain things that Joanna has been told by her guide it wouldn't be good to talk about. And we're just going to leave it at that. There's reasons for that. And one of the reasons is, as my listener knows, there are a lot of people out there writing books and making a lot of money promoting conspiracy theories. Now, if Joanna popped up and said, no, Mount St. Helens never did blow up, and people have been saying, oh, yes, it did, I would believe Joanna over some conspiracy theorist saying it did blow up or something. You see where I'm getting that at? But Joanna could be held for ridicule for all these yahoos who now make a living on this stuff. So what we are going to touch on is some things that have come up on our show when a caller calls in, says, yeah, I took a picture of this thing on the way to work. I was wondering, Joanna, if you know what it means. Oh, all I get is family. Does that mean anything to you? And poor Derek almost had a conniption fit because he believes his family are seventh dimensional beings which are following him. And that's exactly what these things were. And Joanna was, I think, a little bit scared too. So that was kind of cool. But
I just laugh.
Yeah, you just laugh. I just pass the message. I don't judge. I only pass the message. Yeah. So that's the 29th. That is coming up with Joanna and her interesting perspective. And actually, we're only using Joanna. We're actually going to get this information from her guide. And,
yeah, I'm just a tool.
Yeah.
Just a tool.
No, just say that you're just the medium. You are just the... Don't say the tool. That was a kind of a really disparaging comment we'd call people when I was a kid. Oh, you tool. Yes.
I know, but just make it fun.
Okay, good. Tonight we have also our caller, Danielle. Hello, Danielle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent. Sorry it took me so long to get to you because I'm just giddy tired.
That's okay.
So, okay, Danielle, go ahead for Paisley and Joanne.
Okay, so it's my first time calling in, and I just have one thing that I'm kind of wondering about. I don't know if you guys will be able to help with this issue that's going on or have anything that comes up when I talk about it, but I have, I don't know if I should say who it is, but somebody in my family, there's been an ongoing sort of issue with them. I don't know if I should elaborate too much or just kind of leave it at that. Who it is.
I wouldn't necessarily give a name, no.
Okay.
But maybe just if there's a question, ask a question maybe.
Okay. So there's been a family issue that's been it's been prolonged, and I'm just wondering if you can see any end to it. It's sort of like a toxic relationship kind of thing, and the person is staying here and they don't normally stay here, and they're kind of stuck in a sense.
Okay.
It's a very complicated issue, but I was just wondering if it will resolve itself or not.
Okay, so the moment I connect to that energy, I have a lump in my throat. That tells me that there is a. Actually, I'm going to ask what that tells me. It tells me nothing. It just tells me I have a lump in my throat. But I will ask my guide what this is.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Why is he telling me that you are not supposed to talk about it?
It's to do with a lawsuit.
He said he's when people say they made that motion with the hand around the throat, like do not go there.
Yeah.
That motion. He's doing that to me, and I'm going, what are you doing? He says she's not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, I've been told not to talk about it, but that my viewpoint is it's not a big deal because it's the truth, but other people don't want it to be talked about.
Okay, so I'm going to probe and see, but it depends I'm just going to ask what he's willing to give me, but he's giving me the motion that this is not to be talked about. And he says it's privacy, number one, but it's also your safety.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay, so I can keep pushing, but he knows better than I do. Let me just see if he can give me something about the situation.
Okay.
He says this is an ongoing battle. It will be going for a little longer.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm getting, I want to say, well into next year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I actually got summer 2017.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Also, the other motion he's showing me is that somebody either was or is getting backstabbed.
Yeah, that also makes sense.
Over and over and over. Mm-hmm. Okay. He's also pointing at you when he says this, so I'm not going to try to figure that out. I'll leave that with you. Right. I was going to see if there's anything that he can give you as far as any information for you.
Okay.
So what he's shown me very, very clearly, number one, he says that you are protected by those you cannot see. Number two, if you can allow yourself to remove from the situation as much as you can, and remove is not maybe the right word, shelter yourself from that situation, or what's the word you want me to use? Shelter. He's just sheltering, removing, not completely, but just... I'm just going to use the word removing and or sheltering yourself from that information, from that situation, because when you continually put yourself in the middle of it, mm-hmm. you are getting hurt over and over.
Yep.
Do you understand what that means? Okay.
Yes,
so he's saying for that purpose, which is an important one, it would be wise for you to segregate yourself a little.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and he's also saying it's obvious that you want what's right here, but sometimes what is right to you is not right for somebody else, and this is where the conflict is.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
and I'm getting it in the pit of my stomach, and I feel really uncomfortable right now, and I feel like I want to get sick. So there's a lot of animosity here, and he's actually showing me whoever this person is, they will have no issue with hurting you, whether that's physically or emotionally, or I hope it's not physically, but there's no remorse there. So he's asking you or giving you advice to kind of remove yourself from that as much as you can.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
And I don't have no idea what I just said other than the words, so I don't know anything, so your privacy is still very much intact.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Okay.
Come on, anything else? Like, are you going to win the lottery, or...
Oh, actually, Actually, I don't know whether you're in a relationship or not, but he keeps showing me a wedding band, which is either a wedding or a commitment is more like it. Is there something going on around commitment with somebody?
I am married.
Okay.
But it's recent. But I feel like that's something that is strong, like gets stronger given the other stuff that's going on.
Okay, he's just showing me a sign of commitment here, and there's absolutely zero negativity. It's just he keeps showing me a wedding band. So I'm supposed to mention this for whatever reason because he's showing it to me. So if it's new and you feel like it's extra strong, then just take it at that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, He's actually showing me that that's anchoring you. Not in a bad way, but that is anchoring as in, give me a different word, please. Grounding you. That's grounding.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there goes my dog park crust out the window.
Definitely not anchoring you, but grounding you. Yeah. The person you are with is someone that, quote unquote, allows you to fly.
Right. Yep.
Okay? Keep him or her.
Hey, Joanna, while I've got you here, because do you...
Yes. I'm leaving.
No. I pick up from Danielle that she's kind of empathetic, an empath-like. Oh, crap. Sorry, I just put everybody on hold again.
Okay.
Carry on.
Sorry. It's me.
It's
I'm
you?
back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Could
me
you...
on your back, which tells me you haven't yet brought them forward.
That's true, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. James?
No, I didn't hear anything because somehow I put everybody on hold. So could you answer the question again?
I said that yes, and also that she has a lot of psychic gifts, but they're being shown to me on her back, which means to me she has not brought them forward yet.
Okay.
And it's interesting, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've just started to kind of learn about this, and I've been trying to read about like how to channel, I guess, that kind of energy. So something new to me.
They're saying to me that they're one of your grandmothers, maternal grandmothers, but I don't know if it's the one your grandmother or great grandmother. But there's a line of he calls it psychic abilities that stem many generations with you.
Right. Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's Elizabeth.
It's going to be one of those days.
Yeah, I know. Carry on.
Do you have any questions around it, Danielle?
No, that makes a lot of sense, and I appreciate the information.
Oh,
cool.
Of course, absolutely.
Well, thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.
Have a good week. Try to get better.
Thank you. And if I press end, I'm not going to end the whole call, right?
If you press end, I don't know. Well,
I called you first.
Do you want me to hang up on you?
Be the apocalypse.
Yeah, maybe if you hang up on me.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, bye-bye. Okay. And now we have 778 number. Go ahead. Oh. Okay. 778-683. Who keeps sighing?
I think that was
Joanna.
But I think we're dead now.
All right. We're going to go. The person at the 778-683 number is not answering. Either that or they've fallen off the couch or something. Okay, Christopher, go ahead. Uh-oh.
Christopher just typed, my Skype is not now working. My Skype is now working or not working.
Okay. All right,
so
Elizabeth?
It just popped in.
Elizabeth? Well, shut the front door.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
good.
Yes.
I thought nobody was listening.
I'm listening. Well, okay. I have a one of those questions that you hate to get on the air, and it's, or I always did. It's like, am I ever going to have a love life? It's that one.
Is that for me or for Paisley? Paisley, are you there?
I am here.
I want to start with Joanna.
Okay. Now, is this Elizabeth?
It's Elizabeth.
It's Elizabeth. Okay. The answer is yes, and I keep seeing the number 8. And whether it's 8 as in August or actually, I'm going to ask. So what he's saying to me is there's still some unfinished business that you have with your last relationship.
Which one?
Your last one, unless you had 2 at a time or 3 at a time, which is I'll have to decipher.
Well, okay, so my last one was platonic for a very long time, and so I'm not sure if it's
let me ask. No, your last sexual relationship. Now we're getting really down at the
your last. Okay. Let's get down and dirty. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Your last
long term. Yeah, it would be the last long term one, probably not the last short term one. Okay, got it.
He's showing me that there is still a bit of an emotional hook that you are tied into, and even though you believe and feel you have worked through all of it, it's either something you are not aware of, which I would tend to say that's not the case, or something you are not willing to look at.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that's when I pull out what is it that I know that I'm denying that I know or pretending relationship. So I should pull that out and see what comes up. Okay.
Yeah, and then see why you're holding on to it. Because he says it's keeping you stuck.
Yeah. Okay.
But when he shows me this connection, it's very interesting. There's a part of you that wants to be still connected to it. So there's still something that you're not willing to let go.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And he says you've been done with it for a while now. You don't need it.
Okay. Yeah. In terms of my life, my external life, there's no connection there. It's been quite a while.
Yeah. So. Would you consider that particular relationship to be like a deeply soul connected one? The last one?
The last long-term one, that was is 7 years. Yeah, I felt like there was an agreement, and there was a soul agreement, and he didn't honor it, or he didn't want to honor it, or the cost of honoring it would be too great for me. You know.
It's showing me that it's very deeply connected, karmically connected with the two of you, and you're still holding on. Whether I don't know what it is, but there's a bit of you that's still holding on to it. Yeah.
Well, he was a good one in the sense that he wasn't flaky. He was always there, and for 7 years he could, manage not to make me so upset with him that I walked away. But when the marriage question came up, he just became completely unreasonable. So very controlling, and I was like, well, have you met me? I don't think you met me. No.
And maybe that's the number 8, because to me number 8 is power. It's power. When I see number 8 for personality, that's power. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep asking you to zip it.
Okay. So, all right. So we'll work on the power.
Yeah, but there is something there is something coming up, and I want to say he showed me the number 6. So that's either within the next 6 months or around the 6th month, which would be June.
Okay.
I would say it's in the next 6 months.
Okay. Good. So I had somebody read for me and tell me that I was going to have little short-term relationships for the rest of this life, and I went, I was wondering if you were not confirm that.
As in non-committed relationships?
Oh no, a year or 2 at a time, but not a husband. And after you're a certain age, it's just like, no, I don't want to do that.
Okay, but hang on. So the very fact that that was part of the challenge last time, because it clearly came up as a big component, and the fact that you're saying this and there's a lot of energy and hurt around that, what if you met somebody and you never actually had a wedding, but there was a deeply committed relationship? Like there is gazillion of them these days, and it's call it I don't know what's it called when two people live together now, common law.
Yeah, common law, domestic. I would do that as long as it is. Yeah, I'm not going to have kids, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to get married.
Right.
You know, and before with the one that we're talking about, this had to do with, well, if we're going to have kids, we should get married, and then the whole, you know, this is what you will have to do to be my wife, and I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. So that was an issue, the power and control issue about, you know, that did not work out well. But now when I look at it, it's like, yeah, if it's just deeply committed, that's fine, because you know, no kids have to have the name and the family and etc.
Right.
Just, you know, long term is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not showing me a whole bunch of relationships from now on to the end. He's showing me one that's coming.
Okay.
And he says committed. So this is a deeper, like there's a commitment there.
Okay.
Now, does it mean you're not going to be dating from now until then? No, it doesn't mean that, but there's somebody coming that's deeper. There'll be a deeper relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, he says 6 months. I hear 6 months.
Oh, good. Thank you, Joanna.
You're
Paisley,
welcome.
what do you get? Can I ask Paisley, or is that too much? Do we have
Yes, I'm going to give you the same answer I gave you 2 months ago. Elizabeth, you're so impatient.
I'm sorry. I get forgetful too, especially when somebody else comes in and says, "Oh no, you'll have, you know, short."
Sure. When we did your numbers, what came up was that for you to fast forward a bunch of different things in your life, cardio activity was needed on a regular basis so that you could propel yourself forward. Does that kind of ring a bell a little bit?
It does. Yep.
Yeah. It's the fire energy, because without the cardio activity, things slow down too slow for you.
Okay.
In your life, like business, clients, relationship, grocery shopping, things slow down. No, it's just like for you to, if you want to live the life you're meant to live, the cardio is really important. And Elizabeth, even if you were, if you were physically handicapped, I would say go in a pool. Or if you had a broken ankle, I would say go swimming. Like the cardio needs to be there. So it doesn't matter what your limitations are or aren't. Cardio is really going to benefit you a lot.
Okay. Good to know.
Sorry to tell you that again.
No, but I need to hear it because we're still working on making it. You know, I'll do like a couple days and then I'll stop. And it'll be a couple weeks later and I'll do a couple days and then I'll stop. You know, that's just being honest.
Yeah. That's okay. And when you do a couple days, you notice it feels better, right? Like you notice things are happening and you get busier and then you don't have time to exercise.
Yeah, well, and I also think more clearly, and it's like, yeah, I do want to go shopping, and I want to fix that, and I want to clean that.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know a lot of people that work out, except for Joanna, and Joanna can speak to this, and she has fire energy, and she exercises on a regular basis.
If I don't go to the gym for 3 days, I go mental.
Well, I've been looking at that video of the 80-year-old grandma who's the bodybuilder who didn't start.
Yeah,
she's older than I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I have to do that. That's what I.
She's amazing. That woman is fit.
Yeah.
Okay. She was 55. Yeah. Okay, I'll go. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Who was that woman? What the heck is that all about? Thank you, Elizabeth. We're going to go to our 778 number. Hi, who's this? Okay. I got a text from this person, or I got something on Facebook. They are answering, and they can hear us, but I'm not hearing anything from
cell phone muted. Yeah.
Double check. Do you have your cell phone muted? And if you do, the only one who will tease you is Paisley.
No, Joanna's laughing, not me.
Okay, I was thinking because
I just want to laugh tonight. That's all I want to do. My God.
Yeah, because none of us have ever had a mistake like that before. Me, on the other hand, I'll just leave all the mics open. So
it's the energy tonight. It's the energy. I swear.
It's good energy.
Yeah.
So 778 number. Could you say hello again. Actually, you're a really good psychic, Joanna. Can you just start
answering the questions?
Yes, just go right to the questions.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Yeah, the number is still showing.
Yeah.
It's still showing as being connected. So,
and I've actually hung up on it and called back because they had a problem before. So
okay, now it's gone. And Christopher also, he said he got dropped off.
Oh,
his
for
call
5-6.
got dropped.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some shenanigans on the other side going on here.
Oh, Christopher is back on.
Oh
no, he's gone again.
No, that was just me hanging up on him because when you said he was gone, I thought, oh, I'll just hang up. And then call him back. But okay, 778 number, go ahead.
Oh.
If you have the opportunity to run down to the corner, maybe the 7-Eleven has a phone that's working. No, actually, there's no such thing as phone booths anymore.
James, give me a reading. Give me a reading.
Oh, I gave the psychic Skeeter a reading yesterday, and it was freaking awesome. And then she gave me a reading and talked to me about kind of, you know how I've always been bumping into people, and I think I kind of can pick out the empaths.
Yes.
I'm not really going to have to do that much anymore because they're all going to come to me. And my divination now is I'm supposed to be finding a teacher. To a person will come to me, I'll identify them as an empath, but this person's going to be somebody that's going to have to go out and teach. And she drew a pattern, a diagram of all these. It's basically collecting in my tribe, as she put it. And my tribe is connected through 2 other tribes, and they all kind of go back to a source. She also drew a picture of what I really am. And I'm an odd little alien. But I'm light. Like I'm just very pure. I have a very, very bright light. But a strange little alien being is...
Someone told me the other day that I have a reptilian look. I'm like, WTF?
Well, yeah, if that's a reptilian, well, hello. You're to me, you're more like going back to old Egyptian.
What does it even mean that I have a reptilian look? Like, what, I look like a reptile?
Yeah, you look like a lizard.
Perfect. Sexy.
Perfect. Hello. Can you lick your eyebrows? No, really. With your big forked tongue going out. Get both of them done at once. It's bizarre. Christopher, are you there?
He's here, yes.
Yes, you hear me?
Oh, unfortunately, yes. Go ahead, Christopher.
Okay, I can go ahead and talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The past few days, I've been having dreams with blue and white aura to them, and this connect to the futuristic ones. But now I'm starting to realize something. I've had repeated dreams about a place that had blue and white flag. There's a warm climate, and I recognized the name too of the place. And I interacted with spirits there, and one of them, his name was Paul. And I'm wondering, is this connected to the research I've been doing? Because I saw the horse and the coat of arms of the place, too.
So is there a question? Sorry, love.
Oh, yes. Is this connected to what I've been doing? I've been digging deeper.
He's showing me a crown. Does crown represent something to you?
Yes.
Is it like a crest? He showed me like a crown on a crest.
Yes, part of it.
Does that mean something to you?
Very much so. It's part of the crest of the place I've seen.
Oh, okay. He's drawing a big circle, but it also almost looks like a letter O.
Oh.
But I'm not quite understanding what that means to me.
A place, Oviedo, something like that. Is that correct? I can't pronounce it.
I have no idea. He's just showing me the letter O. And I hear the word, it's an island.
It's an island.
Does that mean
Yeah, this is getting interesting. This is getting really interesting.
Well, stop it. Tell us why it's interesting.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm correct, but it feels like it's in Italy, this island.
Okay, hang on. You mean the one you're dreaming about? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. No, but he's pointing me next to it. He's pointing me to the right of that.
To the right side of Italy?
Yes, he says yes. And I hear the word island. It's an island.
Oh, wow. I'm going to look this up.
Yeah, let us know, because I have no clue what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're going to have to look that up, because
I have zero connection to it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It's like I feel like I'm flying when I'm in this place. Happy, free.
With wings made of wax. Don't get too close to the sun, Christopher.
It's like I feeling like I'm walking on air, jumping on balloons in one of those dreams.
Weird. I mean, neat, but hey, just for the listener, if I can get other people to call in, we have a person in the chat room on Spreaker tried to call in. All they got was an answering machine here. And same with the 778 number that was calling in. We couldn't hear them. They've called back, and all they get is an answering machine. So I don't know. Danielle got through okay. But I think, you know what? I think she may have got through via... Yeah, she did get through via Skype. So it appears that for some reason all our dial phones, or people just dialing, aren't getting through. Now, what I've looked at on the way our system receives the calls, I've only got 4 calls today. On this date, only 4 calls have come through, but they're all Skype calls. They're not dial calls. So I'm just going through some of the way it's set up.
Do we have a Skype call number?
Oh, we just it's not a number. It's just James _ Tyson 32, and I don't see anywhere where these would it would eliminate calls just coming in, which like nothing has been turned off on this end. Okay, JP's calling in. Let's see if we can get JP to.
I was just going to tell you he's calling in. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It says if I answer his call, I put everybody else on hold. JP, I'm going to hang up on you and call you right back. So let me do that, and I'm going to add you to the group call. Then you coming in, added to the group call, and I hope we can get you. Oh, you know what? JP called in on via Skype, so I probably will be able to get him. JP, you there? Or maybe it's not Skype because it's quiet.
I think he was calling from Skype.
Too quiet. Oh.
He just called James.
Okay. Oh, you're there, JP? It's showing that it's loading on this end. Okay, we're going to wait till this thing loads, and now the call ended. I'm going to call JP back and see what happens. It said the call failed. Anybody else out there who wants to call in? Let's test this bugger out. 575-694-6634. Again, 575-694-6634. JP, do we have you now? You know what? it's doing that weird thing again.
Did Christopher hang up?
No, he's still here.
No, I
oh, no, he's here. Okay.
I figured you were done with me, so I muted.
Okay. Paisley's just saying that her Skype just switched to Arabic. And she can't get English back.
What the heck?
Oh, my Lord.
That is weird.
Skype has been a weird temperamental entity lately.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
JP,
James,
I don't know what to tell you, man. It's
James, previously when we had too many callers, if Christopher hangs up, maybe we can take another caller in.
I could try that.
Yeah, Christopher,
sure, let's give it a
see
shot.
if that works. Maybe it's for some reason we've been restricted down to a 3-caller limit.
I'm going to switch to Spreaker. I'll talk to you guys.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks, brother.
Christopher.
If a Skype chat and on Spreaker.
Roger
Bye,
that.
Christopher.
Bye-bye, man.
Bye.
Bye. I like him.
So,
Yeah.
Joanna,
JP.
we have somebody in the chat room that has a question.
Okay.
Cool.
Are you able to view it, James?
I'm still working on Spreaker.
Sure.
So carry on.
It's a question from Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
And she's asking, can you tell me if there's a reason or significance in my recent fascination or me being compelled to watch the sky, particularly clouds?
Signs. She's going to get signs through it. SIGN. Signs.
Okay.
Yeah. He's saying to me, it's almost like somebody's drawing in the sky. I don't know if it's letters or objects. And she is intuitively tuning in to that energy. So it's not logic. It's intuitively she's tuning into it. Yeah, they're showing me the sky and her looking up in the sky, and seeing something of significance to her. And I hear the word answers. So she's been asking for answers. Ask her if she's been asking for answers.
Well, she would hear you speaking, but it just will take her a few seconds to type that. And if there's anything else that you're getting, by the time she types in, I'll let you know as soon as she speaks.
Okay. I'm just trying to tune in here. I'm also being shown that they're trying to, I don't know who they is. I don't necessarily feel, first of all, I keep hearing the word mom, and I don't know if that's because she's passed or not. It's not clear to me, but there's more to it than this. They are trying, whoever they are, communicate to her that she's not alone, and apparently she has been wondering. She's been wondering.
Okay, and she just answered your question, and she says always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joanna. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
If there's anybody else in the chat room that has a question.
Let me just try JP again. JP, can you say anything? See if we can hear you. Okay, that's weird.
No, and I actually can't even get him on the Skype either.
Yeah, and I've...
And V has a question in the Skype chat room, but I can't read it.
Yeah, let's just do through chat room. We've done that before, and
Okay.
it's let's do that. Yeah.
I'll bounce over to
Teresa's
the...
saying thank you very much, Joanna.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
I can't read V's question, James, because my Skype is in Arabic.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, so when we go to the thing...
Okay, I'm going to go...
to
She's
the commercial.
on... So... And she, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. What website is she on?
She's on Skype. V is on Skype, and she has a question, and she's typing in her question, but I can't view it.
Oh, she's on Skype.
Yep.
I don't see her at this point, and for some reason I can't even scroll down to the where this would have been.
I don't see her
shall
either.
I call you? Okay, I'm just in a conversation with JP. Hold on.
Sure. So, Valisha, could you please type your question in the chat room on Spreaker? And I would be able to view that because it's in English. That would be awesome. I don't speak, I'm not sure if it's Farsi or Urdu that my thing switched over for, but either one of them I don't read.
Sugar. Sorry, I just realized that JP's calling in, and it's if I answer his phone, I put everybody else on mute. So I'm going to have to call him back. And we'll see how that works. Add to group call. And this call. And
I answered his phone.
There you are.
JP!
I'm here.
Oh my God.
Finally.
Hey. Hello, friend.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Oh, somebody's getting back to me.
No, that's somebody else. So what I'm going to do is it seems that everything's working now. So it's working other than I can't add people. I can add people to the group call, but if you phone in, I might not be able to connect. But anyway, go ahead, JP, for Joanna.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there's more people.
Okay, 778.
Deal with them.
Shush. Oh, JP, do you have a question or
just deal with it? Deal with it. No.
Okay.
I'll hang. I'm very patient. I'm not in any hurry.
All right, sir.
I'm just
the 778 number. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Hi, guys and girls.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Paisley. Good.
Hi there.
Joanna, I've got a question for you. Paisley, I'm going to leave you be tonight.
Is this Sharon?
No.
For once. No, this is Amanda.
Oh, Amanda. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Sorry, love.
Oh, sorry, honey. So I have 2 questions for you, and oh, wow. Okay. For me, I felt like the spirits were actually interrupting because they might not want me to ask these questions.
I guess we'll find out.
I'm wondering intuitively what you pick up from me, just intuitively what you pick up.
No, my guide is saying ask a question. Because I'm picking up a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not comfortable sharing.
Okay. Okay, so I'll start with this question. Do you know where Bob is?
Is he missing?
Bob passed away this past Monday, and I was with him for his last breath.
Okay.
So
what's the question is because the reason why I ask is he missing because my guide said he's dead, and I wasn't going to say it to you if you didn't know. So are you asking where he is, as in on the other side?
Yes. Has he crossed?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, let me ask. He's in transition now.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's what I suspect because I feel him sometimes here, and I don't know how to communicate with him. And I'm actually feeling something touch me right now.
What I'm being shown is, and I have like this weirdest feeling on my body right now. But what I'm being shown is, let me just tune into this. He's showing me that he's still trying to hold on to be here for some reason, okay? But he's being, quote unquote, gently moved forward. But I feel like there's a bit of a resistance. And I've never seen this before. I actually don't tune into these things. So I mean, you obviously know the background. I don't. But he said he's in transition right now. Is there any reason
anything that I can do?
Okay, great question.
When I was there, he was taking off life support, and I decided to be there for it.
Okay.
And he wasn't a family member, and he wasn't a friend per se. He's somebody that I work with. For and with. I can't say anything more than that because of confidentiality.
Yes,
but when everybody else left the room, I stayed with him for a few more minutes, and I said, Bob, you've passed. This is what's happened to you now. If you see the light, put it in your heart, look above, and ask the angels to take you. Your purpose is now done on this planet. And there's nothing more you can do. There's a much better side. Don't be afraid of the judgment. There will not be any. You're forgiven. You need to go. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself.
What they're showing me is that he is being quote unquote cocooned in. It's going to sound crazy, but in love. So he is very much It's like he's wrapped in a blanket. And it's very peaceful, but there is a bit of a confusion with him, and there is a bit of resistance. And maybe because of what you said, maybe there was a whole bunch of fear before he crossed, and whatever he happened in his life. But they're saying he is in transition, and he will be okay.
Okay, that's all I need to hear is that he'll be okay. Because
he will be.
Did not have a very good life on this side, so I don't.
They're showing me that he is a little bit scared. What is he scared of?
Oh, Bob,
he's scared of punishment.
Yeah.
Can you, I don't know if this is even possible because I'm new to all this stuff. Can you let whoever you're talking to on your side, let them know if there's any way for them to tell Bob that I will pray for him and that my prayers always work. They work. They work wonders. I don't know what else to do for him now.
Well,
I think he's tried to come to me, but...
The interesting thing is he is holding on to you. So I don't know what role you played in his life, but you're the last one he's holding on to.
Not a very long one, only a couple of weeks.
Okay, but there was obviously a significance there. And I'm asking why. He says they're saying to me you gave him comfort. And not just physical, but mental. Okay, and emotional comfort.
Spiritually, I was trying to do that during. I went and visited him the day before, and then I went and saw him that evening, and I was afraid to do it. And oh my gosh, I'm very cold right now.
They said to get him covered, but everything is fine. Everything is okay. They're saying he's in transition. There's a lot of help around him. There is a bit of fear but he's just absolutely enveloped with love. He's going to be absolutely okay. He just doesn't know. He doesn't know what's happening, and it's whatever he says. The word conditioning, and whatever he grew up with, it's, just.
I hate to do this. We have to take the long break.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the 778 caller, I want you to hang tough there because there's some other things, and I'm going to be working with V to try to get to the question and things like that. So hang tough with us, everybody. We'll be right back. This is we'll call it the 7th minute stretch. Be back in a few minutes.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott, and I would like to invite you to listen Monday through Friday right here on Spaced Out Radio. 3 hours a night of the top stories with the top guests, ranging topics from UFOs to ETs, ghosts to Sasquatch, and everything in between. We are live every night, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. So come on in and take a listen at spacedoutradio.com. Spaced Out Radio will take you out of this world.
Hi there, this is your psychic medium, Joanna, and I would love it if you would join us every other Sunday on Spaced Out Weekend. With host James Tyson, we'll bring you personal psychic messages on 2 mediums and a large. Questions about love, life, career changes. We would love it if you would come and join us live. Call in and listen in for the experience. Allow us to open the doors to your other side. 2 mediums and a large. Heard only on Spaced Out Weekend at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for news beyond the mainstream news? Head to spacedoutradio.com and check out the SOR Spacewire. This is Spaced Out Radio's Eric Markham, News Director for the SOR Spacewire. Daily, I will bring you intriguing stories and outlandish reports from what's going on around the world. UFO sightings, paranormal activity, conspiracies, alternative health, and so much more. And if you have news, email me at news@spacedoutradio.com.
Attention Spaced Out Radio listeners. For only $5 a month, you can join Spaced Out Radio Space Travelers. Your membership at spacedoutradio.com will give you access to private fan area on the website, get you a monthly newsletter, draws for monthly swag, and a whole lot more. Sign up today to become a part of the Spaced Out Radio experience.
Strange creatures lurking in the night, the sounds of wood knocking in the forest, odd happenings right out of a fictional world. These are the reports I love. Hi there, this is author Ronald Murphy, and I would love it if you join me and Spaced Out Radio host Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month on our journey into the unknown land of cryptozoology at spacedoutradio.com. From Mothman to Frogman and everything in between. Hey, they don't call me the crypto guru for nothing.
Greetings and salutations, space travelers, from the Chronicles of the Unknown team.
What is Chronicles of the Unknown? I keep hearing about this thing.
It's a new paranormal reality TV show based right here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Follow our team as we uncover claims of activity on the Caribou Gold Rush Trail. You can also follow us here every third Monday, where 2 members of our team will be available to answer your questions. We'll give you some equipment updates and some of our experiences on the road, right here on Spaced Out Radio.
For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. With their money-back guarantee and the many benefits, how can you afford not to get one? Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com for mind, body, and spirit, and expect a miracle.
Patrolling the Pacific Northwest, we are always on the lookout for the strange and unassuming stories that real people are experiencing. Hi, I'm Vincent Zunza from Pacific North Weird. Me and Alexandra Sullivan have teamed to bring to you those odd stories that never seem to make it into the mainstream. Stories so weird that will leave you scratching your head wondering, is this real? It's as real as it gets with Pacific North Weird. You can watch our videos right here at spacedoutradio.com.
Find yourself constantly looking up in the sky, looking for answers? Have you had extraterrestrial contact? Are you an abductee? Looking for answers to your experiences? Hi there, I'm R. Keith Andrews, Spaced Out Radio's resident ET expert. Join me live the first Friday of every month, where I take questions from the Spaced Out Radio chat room and help you understand those from the far-off world. It's 2 hours of knowledge every experiencer should listen to. Hope to see you there.
Hey everybody, this is Patrick Webster Small, and I'm here to bring you the Webster Phenomena every Saturday night, live at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking for aliens and extraterrestrials, well, we've got them. Big and tall, short and small. You're bound to find what you're looking for, so join me on the Webster Phenomena right here on Spaced Out Radio.
Hi there, this is Jolene with Rivulet Reiki and Readings, and I want you to relax. Let me help you chill out and get in touch with your body, mind, and soul. In this busy world, sometimes we need to let go, and this is where I can help. Visit my website, rivuletrndr.wix.com/rivuletrndr, or my Facebook page, Rivulet R&R, to set up an appointment for relaxation, Reiki, or readings, no matter where you are. It's time for you to make time for you.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Every month on Spaced Out Radio, we look into the deep and dark reports of cryptids roaming around the world with me, Rob Morphy from Cryptopia.us. I would love it if you would join me and host Dave Scott as we delve into the most arcane stories and reports regarding creatures of the unknown. My job is to hunt down the details and bring the evidence forward to you. These aren't your regular Bigfoot stories I'm talking about either. You can find out more about crypto history at spacedoutradio.com.
Tonight's edition of Spaced Out Weekend is brought to you by spacedoutradio.com, where you can now sign up to become a Space Traveler member. Now, for the final time tonight, here's Spaced Out Weekend's James Tyson.
Welcome back, everybody, to Spaced Out Weekend, 2 mediums and a large. I think we have a part of the phone issue worked on. We've got all sorts of bizarre, twisted energy coming through, and if you're out there and you want to call in, please give us a shout at 575-694-6634. Again, that is 575-694-6634. And I'm going to be giving adding Paisley to the mix because you know what? She's one of the people here that we count on to being here. And we're going to come back, open up with Joanna, who's talking to our 778 person. And one of the things I want my listener to know is I know the lady and had a conversation with her, and her energy is through the roof. Like, and I keep interrupting her when she's asking questions because I know she is like a volcano that's about to blow. And when she starts going,
she's like a vibrating force.
Boom! Yeah, and it's just and sorry, I was just trying to. Could I call you by name? Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't care. Go for it.
This is Amanda. Amanda is a fantastic person, but wow. And we've determined over the breaker through Joanna that she's basically she lives in an apartment that's on solid rock beside a very large, like the largest river in Western Canada, one of the largest on the western seaboard in North America, running past her town, and the footing of this rock she lives on goes under the river, and there's a vortex that's caused with this EMF. And we did a paranormal investigation a while ago in her place. Not haunted, but all the EMF readers we had spiked just walking in the place. And now imagine somebody with a bit of a high energy to start with, and they're sitting on an incredible push of energy. And as our friend JP was saying, he was giving her some advice on what would absorb that. What was what did you suggest, JP, for the absorption of EMF?
Shungite.
Which that's part of a dim sum, isn't it? Shungite? No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's got duck in it.
It's got duck. Those chicken feet. That's that chicken feet stuff, isn't it? Oh my lord. Yeah, it is incredible the type of place she lives in, but it's going to be something to clean that up, Amanda.
I'm seeing bricks of this stuff. Like brick-sized pieces. The Russians use it
probably need an entire wall of it.
Yeah, well, you can get tiles. It comes from one place in Karelia, Russia. And the Russians use it for cleansing water, number one, in just rough chip form. And they have tiles, and you can buy tiles that would they're $10 a piece if you buy them in small quantities. I'm sure you can get them cheaper, but you could tile a whole room, and they use this for people with PTSD, soldiers with PTSD.
Wow!
And this stuff has the most calming effect. Let me just, okay, all right, I'm actually touching a piece while I'm talking, all right? So it's in my hand, so I'm emanating its energy. It's very cool and calming. It's, just like to me, it's like, oh, thank you, sweetheart. It's very much like the energy of the monolith in 2001: A Space Odyssey. The blackness of it. But it's not a scary blackness. It's a warm, it's an absorbing blackness that it'll just take everything. It'll take all that negativity away, and it acts like a tone control, and it's quite cheap. So anyway, just look for Shungite, Shungite. Go to eBay, and you can look for Shungite tiles or Shungite pyramids or Shungite bricks, and you get it shipped over. It takes a while to get there. Alternatively, you can contact Nancy at cosmicreality.net, and she can send you bits. She's from Florida, if you're in the States.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm definitely going to look into that.
It's the stuff of the moment. It's the gift from Gaia. It really is an amazing material. Anyway, I'll step back there, but that's what we recommend. Is Shungite.
That's very cool. That is good. Thanks, JP. Go ahead.
You had another question, I think, James, before you went on a break.
It's. I think we covered, Amanda. We covered haunted location, and we've narrowed down what the heck is going on there with all the the tweaky energy you're feeling. And I'm trying to think else. I want Joanna to know that Amanda works around people like it's really low energy people, and that's where she works. Okay. But she does still feel energy in the building she works in, which was an old nightclub hotel at one time, which is now low income housing. And so when Amanda goes around, things like in the basement were really high energy. Maybe it was the a powerhouse or the power plant for the hotel or something. She feels that. Is that just a symptom of what she's living with basically at home, and then when she comes to work, it's still affecting her? Actually, the area that she lives in and the area of this hotel still built on a big rock beside the river.
It's the resonance, isn't it? That you're attracted to these places because of the resonance that you're used to, and sometimes it can be like a craving can be something that you're craving, something you're allergic to. You know how people crave alcohol, which is not good for you, is it?
I crave helping people. That's what I crave.
Well, sometimes people. Exactly. That might be that you need to help yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what I'm already starting to do with the energy healing, is helping myself as well. That was the whole point to it to begin with.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Are you the Amanda that I speak to on Facebook?
Yes.
Just find me in the SOR Travelers room.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
I'll type JP and then you'll know who I am.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, Joanna, is there anything else that you need to say?
Do you get headaches often?
Yes.
Okay.
Tension headaches, yes.
Yeah, they keep showing me that over and over again. Let me just see what they want to say about this. First of all, they say, number one, it's stress. Number two, you're very air. You have a lot of air about you. So you're thought, gazillion miles an hour.
Sorry, that's Amanda.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Yeah, just hang on.
I got motor mouth when I used to go to camp as a kid, okay? I did.
You have a very sharp tongue.
No.
He's saying to me, but that's
sharp tongue. Hold on, I hear that expression, but I actually don't laugh. I don't know what the meaning sharp tongue means.
Yeah, with you, it's
Think of a sharp tongue being a sword.
Okay, I will ask him to define it for you.
You guys are cutting out.
Yeah.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear her at all.
Because she's communicating.
Like precision, which is very swift and very precise, but also has a sharp edge.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got you pegged, young lady.
Yeah.
I have two suggestions.
Everybody, it seems.
There's two suggestions, right? Number one is forgiveness. And sometimes you don't forgive yourself, and that's why you don't forgive others for the same things that you don't forgive yourself for. And number two is compassion, which is how people have been. You know how people are when you see them. You've been there. And you need to examine how you're treating them, if it's the same way that you'd like to have been treated were you in that position. When you were in that position. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that one is making sense.
Yeah. So that's the sharp tongue thing. Is that you can be a little more generous. In fact, be more generous in a positive way, in a forward way.
I have been lately. Since the energy healing, it's like I said, it's really made a difference for me. I'm a lot more positive and loving at work, and less bringing the hammer down about the rules.
Good.
And we had that talk about.
I'm muscling in.
It's okay.
It's being an extra large.
You are.
And Amanda, we also had that talk about forgiveness, didn't we?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one? Okay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Stuff I'm working on. Big time.
Excellent.
Big time.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for allowing me to ask all those questions on your behalf.
Oh, yes, no, you needed to, because we both all know I was motor mouth at camp, still motor mouth today.
Oh, my Lord. We'd be going on for a week. No, but I appreciate I appreciate you, Amanda, trusting me to put those questions forward to you, and I know those are the ones that we had discussed a week or so ago that were really weighing on your mind, and I just wanted to whittle them down for Joanna to the base. The base reasons, and again, I don't think you knew exactly when I reviewed the report from the paranormal investigation that the EMF was really the issue there, and not a
that's what
spirit.
They told me was the EMF, especially like I said in the electrical box where I intentionally put the darkest, deepest salt lamp, and has for me. As soon as I put it there, it made a difference. So things have calmed in my house, but other things since the energy healing has started is bringing about people here. And again.
Okay.
But I've got protection, so I'm okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Amanda.
I'm sure we'll talk soon. Thanks, everybody. Sorry for hogging the show, everybody.
That's too late. We're all going to post where you live, and they're going to phone you. Okay. Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, okay.
Have a good night.
Bye. Good night,
Bye-bye.
guys.
And then thanks, JP, for stepping up there. I really appreciate that.
Is that all right? I'm sorry. I mean,
you know what?
Like this stuff just comes up. You know how it comes up. You know?
Yeah, and I look at us as a imagine us sitting around in a group with in chairs, looking at something and talking about it and kind of talking it through. Where Joanna is the medium and the connection with the other side for that information, with you having that connection to JP, but also experience in a lot of areas Joanna and Paisley don't. So it's a nice fluid conversation, and we're all on the same page. We're all here to help somebody. So I don't mind. And we have V. Now, Paisley, you got V's question already?
Yes, I did. She said, and it was for Joanna. She said, I saw a falling star last Thursday, and this is the second time that's happened. Is there some special meeting or special message for me?
And again, this silence is Joanna stepping out and talking to her guide. Or I hung up on her.
No, she's still here. She's still here. I can hear her.
I missed that music in the background, so I knew she's around.
Just give her a moment.
And V, you're here too, right?
Okay. Can you hear Joanna, James?
She's broken up. No, just all tones. Thanks, Paisley.
Joanna, we can't hear you, but if you want to send me a message on my phone, I can tell V what's coming up.
And Valicia, can you hear me?
I can't hear Valicia.
I know.
She's here on Skype.
I know, and I think we've...
You know what happens, James? We have too many people on. Like, I think Christopher is still on Skype.
Nope.
He's typing stuff here.
Christopher? Well, I don't see him.
You could rebuild the call.
Yeah. Let's, this is weird because I don't have Christopher anywhere on the board here. So other than
okay.
Christopher, if you're in Skype, could you take a step backwards? And we heard him scream.
Joanna, did you have some information? Nope, not getting anything yet from Joanna.
Hey, Joanna, if you can hear me, I'm going to hang up on you and call you back. And it was funny. I'm waiting for her to answer.
And Christopher's says he's not on here. He says he's on his phone. He's not called in.
Roger that.
And he's typing that in Skype.
Okay.
Sorry, listeners. We're just trying to get it together for you so we can be so
This is
cool.
one of those weird connections.
Want to start over, James?
Sure. Do you want to start over?
Okay, call us back. Yeah, call us
No,
back.
I was just going to start over and say, hi, welcome to Space Out Radio tonight.
No.
No? Alrighty.
Just hang up on everybody and
I
call us
will.
again.
That's it.
There you go.
I have.
That's easy.
That's it. You're all gone. You're no good to me anymore. Actually, it's a lot quieter when they're all gone. Okay, I better call them back because you know what's going to happen. They're going to yell at me, and especially Paisley. Kick my white bottom around the town here. Okay, Paisley coming in. Okay, Paisley. GP. Almost called Joanna Ross. Add to group call. Look, we got 3 people in.
I'm here.
Excellent.
Hi, Jay. It's Paisley.
Hello.
Paisley.
Oh, Joanna, you're back. And you're front, too. Look at that. And there's... hey, V's back, too. And I can hear you. I can hear all of you.
Yay.
Yay. So, Joanna.
Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket.
Joanna, what do you have for V? Oh, Joanna. Does that mean you've disappeared again?
Crazy.
All I get the word was crazy.
Me too.
Yes.
We can hear you now, Joanna. Okay, I lied. We can't hear you, Joanna.
Fibber. I got crazy and yes, and that was it.
I can hear her laughing.
No, that's V.
That's
Hi, V. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. We're really good.
It's
Once we get this figured out, we're going to be awesome.
It's unfortunate Joanna couldn't join us this evening. Hey, Joanna, I'm going to call you back. Hold on.
So, V, when you saw the falling star, how long did it last in the sky? How long did you watch that fall?
Well, the second one was pretty quick because I was on the traffic lights, and I was
interesting.
Yeah, the first one was pretty long. It was kind of like from the start up until the end.
So the second one was a drive-by shooting star.
Yeah, because there was a building,
right?
Like, yeah. So, and it's like, I think the first one was like 2 months on the exact date as well. So.
Oh, interesting. Good thing that you're keeping track. And was this in Burnaby, British Columbia, or what city were you in when you saw the shooting star?
Oh, White Rock. I just left White Rock. Like,
down by the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. Just good to know. I've only seen one shooting star, and it lasted for about 3 seconds. So by the time I said something and pointed up, it was gone, and the person with me couldn't see it. It was for me.
The second one was really like closer than the first one. Like,
oh, cool.
Yeah, like I saw it, like, and I was like, it's just too short. But it's weird. Like it's on the same day. Like the day was Thursday, and the first one I know was on the 18th of August. What was it last Thursday?
Okay, so there's an astronomical reason for this. It's the trail of what's known as Halley's Comet.
Right.
We pass through the same day every year, and then they call them the Orionids, and there's other comets that they call the Perseids and the Leonids and things like that. So you'll see the Leonids in August. But it's still a magical thing.
Oh,
to
yeah.
see portions of our former planet Maldek burning up in our atmosphere. It's a beautiful thing.
Awesome. You have a great voice. Where are you calling from, JP?
I live in Scotland. I was born in London.
Nice accent too.
Thank you.
They let you over the wall.
I'm available for voiceover hire and bar mitzvahs and I can also narrate somebody's life if they want.
Of course.
Like the Morgan Freeman thing.
That's right. I was just speaking to somebody that was from West Sussex, and I was telling him, hey, you should be doing voiceover work.
Huh.
Yeah, there you go. It's all
JP
about
can do it. JP, you can do it as long as you go to the doctor and have that looked at.
James, Joanna's going to reboot her system because she's having some issues with Skype.
Okay, and I will hang up on her then.
Yep, hang up on her. And she's going to text me as soon as you're ready to, in a moment.
No, I'm not going to call her back.
As soon as she's... Okay, we'll just let her sit there.
Well, she doesn't know I said that.
With her music, with her fancy music.
I miss the fancy music. She should turn that stuff up. So
James, while we're waiting for Felicia's question to get answered, I wanted to ask you about the Paracon convention. Do you have time to tell us about it?
Oh, I have time. Do you have time?
I do. I'm dying to know what happened.
Not much. Well, I got there, and it's not that far from where I live. Washington State is only, for me, 45 minutes away. And I'd never been to this town of Concrete in Washington State. And you know what they make there, right, Paisley?
Yes, they make concrete, James.
Well, they did. It was actually called Cement Town. Yeah, before it was named Concrete, which is kind of cool.
Just don't get stuck there.
No, but so we were there, and like I say, it's an older town. It's a very, very interesting place. We did run into a conundrum. There's a lady that has a ghost walk, and she's quite well connected to the city council of Concrete. And then when the Paracon announced that it was going to be in town and it was going to do this and do that and have a ghost walk, they went to the city, and the city said, well, no, you can't, because this lady has a ghost walk every Saturday night, but it's basically more of a historic little walk of town. And the ghost walk we went on was, no, this is where everything is. This is the haunted stuff. So it was a bit of a cluster. I felt we all felt really bad for Eric. So Eric Cooper, who spent a lot of time, he and Forest Moon Paranormal, getting this conference together. It was absolutely brilliant. And we had SJ and Russ Wells. They were the ones from Friends of Ghosts Paranormal, FOG Paranormal, that did the walk. Brilliant. Actually, really, really good knowledge of what went bump in the night in that town and all the old buildings and who was what. We had, again, Christina George. She's on Paranormal Connections Radio, and she's on before us. If you ever go to her website, Christina George, and Paranormal Connections Radio, really, really nice lady, very gifted psychic, and paranormal investigator. We also have Derek Tyler, author of Alien Contact, The Difficult Truth, and we had Tyler, I think it was Tyler Allen, Standing Bear, who is North Cascade Bigfoot research team, talk about Bigfoot. So a lot of really interesting people. We had another guy, Dave Scott. I don't know if you know him. He talks about aliens and being an experiencer and things like that. It was pretty boring. But and Eric Cooper, of course, from Forest Moon Paranormal. So really good group of people out there, and I'm really looking forward to going back next year because it was a lot of fun, and they did a good job at the last minute after the city kind of threw a monkey wrench into everything, and they they did a really good job. Eric and his team did a good job to recover from the sudden left turn they had. And actually, we were at a place called the Tai Lodge, right on a lake. Beautiful weather, beautiful up in the middle of the rainforests up in the Pacific Northwest, but just green and blue skies and wonderful lake, and a great place if you want to go see a ghost. And we did have a conversation with a couple of them, so it was great. Actually, a fantastic little paranormal walk and talk last night, and then our early morning paranormal, little bit of a paranormal investigation in the hub. A lot different from the night before in the hub, where there was way too much tequila, and mind you, I don't drink, so I wasn't involved in any of that. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward actually to go back and do paranormal investigations there with the Friends of Ghosts paranormal group up in concrete, almost as cement, but really good energy, again, built on on the confluence of two rivers and and quartz and darn near every other crystal that was up there. But beautiful place if you want to feel energy. And JP, this is one of those places where the energy is so high that and plus this time of year, if you kind of get into that whole thinning veil thing, any spirit energy can easily be, or more easily communicate or be seen, because they have so much energy to draw from, and that way they're encountering more. They are encountering people are more likely to encounter something in this community, moreover, than a place 20 miles down the road. It's a great little place if you want to go. Oh, this is a hot spot that's an entire town. And like I was saying before, one of the fellows we got there in our investigation, he was from the late 1800s, before the building we were investigating was even built. Or it was, about 50 years before the building was built. Very, very interesting. Love it. And that was it. That was my my weekend. Unfortunately, the exchange rate in that country was driving me insane. But so if anyone wants to donate American dollars to me, I told that to Christina, who has over 500,000 listeners on her show. I said, just get everybody to send you 50 cents. Yeah. Just one time.
Easy.
That's it.
Easy.
There you go. Oh, was that Joanna?
Yes.
Oh my Lord! Hello, woman.
I don't know what happened, man. I don't know.
Oh, but you're back in now.
Great.
Off you go. Off you go. There's our nice friend, my classmate. My classmate V is there from Paisley's.
I know V.
Yeah.
I know V.
Paisley, what's your class called that I'm in?
That class that you come to, James, is called the Broom Closet Psychic Readers Club.
That's why there's no leg room. Oh.
That's right. That's why there's no leg room. It's a tiny little workshop room.
Yeah. Okay.
With a ton of people in there, because if we're all bringing our ancestors with us, it's really crowded.
Yes, it is. Okay, Joanna, have a chat about these, this little phenomena that's not overly phenomenal with V.
Okay. I'm all ears.
So the question, V, can you hear us?
Yes.
No, okay. Do you want to ask her about your falling stars?
Oh, hi, Joanna.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I didn't hear the question the first time, so you're going to have to repeat. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I saw a falling star again for the second time. Just wondering if that's supposed to be a message for me.
In the last 2 weeks?
It was last week, last Thursday.
So last 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
I see the word love. Are you single?
Yes.
Okay. He's showing me a Cupid. Cupid typically is a sign of love is in the air. So something is in the works for you.
Okay. Is that the same message versus the first one that I saw? That was 2 months ago?
Yes. It's the same one. But they're also... are you the same Felicia that I see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going on. I hope it's because sometimes, names are the same, right? Okay, so what they're saying to me is you've been asking for this, even though there is obviously a confusion, which we won't get into. You've been asking for this.
Okay.
That's what he's telling me.
Okay.
He also says she will be fine. So whatever you're going through, and I know a little bit. He says she will be fine. There's a lot of healing happening right now with you, and it's happening kind of, even though consciously but it's also happening behind you. So in the background, that's the better word.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Just stay positive. He says. No, it's all good.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, that sounds exciting to me.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you're sitting beside me in class.
Oh, my bae.
Dipping your hair in the inkwell. Oh, there you go.
Are you going to be there on the 29th?
Yes, dear.
Okay.
James did his homework already, too. I know he did. He did it in the United States.
Oh, I did it even before that. I read for Amanda. I can't remember who else I read for around here. And then I thought afterwards, I'm supposed to take notes.
You didn't read for me. You didn't read for me.
I didn't?
He didn't read for you yet, Joanna.
No, that's right.
I've read for you before, busy. Joanna.
Yeah, but not on air.
Oh, I can't do... No. Baby steps after I have my course.
Oh, whatever.
But I have found myself actually looking at somebody and telling them about stuff, and then afterwards thinking, "Oh my gosh, I just did a reading," which was odd. Oh, and Paisley, I had one of the readings I did on the weekend. The second card was an animal again. It was
interesting.
It was a cat who had passed, who came through to talk about to talk about the dog that this lady now has.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Cats talking about dogs. And they're always bad-mouthing dogs. No. But anyway. JP, did you have a question for Joanna?
We've been ever since the phone stopped working. We've been chatting back and forth.
Oh, okay. The questions are out of there.
But no, it's cool. It's cool. But I just wondered if there was, since there was some voice space, Joanna, if there's anything else coming through regarding the subject, if we can just kind of keep it in that cloaked, cryptic fashion.
on the lowdown. Okay.
On the lowdown, baby. Yeah.
Lowdown. Okay. He's showing me the number 9. 9 to me signifies endings, okay? But this is not necessarily bad endings. There's some endings that will be happening around you. And he says, he underlines the word good. These are good endings. And I'm also, interestingly enough, seeing a possibility for you to move. Now, this could be a physical move of residence or a move in a direction.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So does that make any sense at this point, or is it just kind of cryptic?
Could well be. The number 9 makes sense. Number 9 always makes sense to me.
Okay.
I'm a number 9 guy. Studio 9 Jam is my YouTube channel.
Oh. Okay. Okay, that's interesting.
Number 9 all over.
And your favorite Beatles song?
Turn me undead, man. Turn me undead, man.
Mm-hmm.
Beatles fans would know that one. So, yeah, thank you very much, Joanna.
Of course, and the other part of the equation, quote unquote, there is a possibility of that part of the equation coming closer to where you are.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Very good. Thank you very much. I'm not down. Thank God.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Do we have somebody, or we have a space?
We have space, the final frontier.
JP, are you still there?
Yeah, of course I am.
So, can you please enlighten me on the comment about me being a reptilian? What the hell does that even mean?
Ah, right. Well, you see, there is a thing about what reptilians like, a kind of archetypal look. They're like, so it's not like you're reptilian, but you're like, that's how they like them. That's what they.
Say it again.
How can I say this?
Just bluntly.
Well, no. Well, it's like you're the model against what they judge or you're a good version. Look, they have this thing like dog shows. Do you know? Have you ever been to a dog show?
Yes.
What it's all about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, the dog show is all about, there's a model of a dog.
Okay.
And the dog has to be this high and within these parameters and this angle.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's that's how the reptilians view humans, and so they'd like somebody who's got the kind of balance and poise that you have.
Really?
So, yeah, that's the kind of does that make sense?
So could that but someone said I have a reptilian in me, or I look reptilian.
You got any reptilian in you? You want some? No.
Well, maybe the tongue, but let's not go there.
Okay, you kids, don't make me pull this card.
That's what the person. That's what the person said. That person said. So I wasn't quite sure what was meant by it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a thing, isn't it? There's archetypes that look like things. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, to me, everybody's got their assumptions as to what. But to me, you're a Pleiadian. You ring Pleiadian to me. Your voice.
I guess I'm just asking. I'm not a reptilian, am I? Like, because that's gonna freak me out.
Well, here's the thing. What if I were to tell you that every human being has a reptilian hidden deep inside them?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll buy that.
It's your spine,
Buy that.
and it's a snake, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Could that explain why the other night I had this really weird sensation of something was going to be put inside my body, and I resisted it, and it was freaking real. I woke up.
You need to listen to James Bartley.
I heard that name before.
Yeah, go listen to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I say, there's a choice that you may want to start consciously making. You might also want to pay attention to Andrew Bartzis and contract revocations.
Okay.
Very useful stuff.
Thank you.
Andrew Bartzis. Now, what's his website? Anybody know Andrew's website?
I'm trying to think. That's something.
Adventures in Reality? No. Can't remember. Spirit Dancer is his. Anyway, I'll connect you with him if you need to.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, these the like old contracts that can be removed. It's like when we learn about how the straw man works and we start to break away from the straw man. But that there's another level of that on the astral. It's a whole bunch of beings that think they own us. Because essentially, we've been tricked into signing contracts with them, and so they're all null and void. And that's what we're doing now, saying that that's rubbish.
Because I woke up, nothing happened. I woke up, I felt it, and then I woke up, and I asked my guy the next happened, like, what the hell was that? And he told me that I refused whatever was happening, and I said, what was that about? And I was told that it was something to do with they're after my DNA.
Yeah.
Or because of whatever it is that I represent. And he said the word he said was, I think, was a fighter.
Yeah.
But I refused it. It's like, this is all new stuff to me. Like, this has never happened to me before. I get connected to new people, and this is what happens.
See what happens.
It's all our fault. You see, the demure little housewife that you used to think you were.
Oh dear, I never thought that.
I don't think she was
now revealing, underneath her ripped camouflage shirt that's tied together, is now, revealing the muscles underneath the holding the spear.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Well, it's AndrewBartzis.com. Contract
good
revocations.
There you go.
Revocation for the sacred masculine. BARTZ or ZIS.com.
Okay.
Andrew Bartzis.
Oh, that's lovely. So Canadian.
Okay.
In both languages.
Yes, and bilingual. Hey, JP, while we're on the subject of...
should we say that on the show? Anyway, we'll go.
We're on the subject of, our friends from the others from out there coming to poke around at us. It's my understanding, and I can't remember who I was told this to, but if you had a lower, some of the little grays wanting to come around and mess around with you, you can ask for a higher vibration being, a Palladian or something like that, to come in and either monitor or kick the little weasel out. Is that true?
What I've heard, the best way, and I know it's really corny and people are going to go, but basically if you invoke Jesus Christ, that just, they can't stand it. You see, it's all to do with the love frequency. You see, they feed on your fear frequency. So if they can trick you into feeling fear, like make you scared or shock you, because that's a human trauma. And we do that immediately, and then that gives them the what's called loosh. It's an energy that they feed from us, literally power. Yes, and if you're scared, you emit a smell, and that smell gives people a sense of power. It gives you anger. It's annoying, but it gives you, it gives you that, and that is the reptilian in us.
Yeah.
Well,
meet your inner reptilian.
The next night, I actually had a dream, which was really bizarre, that I was chased by three what I thought was people, but they were familiar to me, but they were not familiar. It was really weird, and I was trying to get away. They were trying to use me for something, for their own purpose, and I was trying to get away. I got really weak, and I don't know what happened, but I finally turned around and I pinned one against the wall, and I said, enough. Mm-hmm. I said, what you're doing is unacceptable and you're hurting people, and I've had enough. And I actually saw at the face, it was the weirdest little tiny eyes that I've seen in my entire life. And that whoever that was that I was pinning against the wall saw that I saw through it and didn't like it.
No.
Didn't like it.
So this is where you stop, you stand your ground. You're no longer running, you turn around, you say, no, this isn't it. That's the whole thing. And this is part of human evolution. You're doing it for collective as well. What you're representing, because these are old tricked contracts that we have to just say, right, that's enough. I don't care what you've done, just stop it and go away and never come back, because you ain't coming back, because there's a big sweep coming. They need to go away. They need to be let go of.
Interesting.
Because they're going to be destroyed in the wave if they're not.
This is also fascinating and new to me. Wow. That's what I get by connecting with you people.
You connect to us because you're supposed to.
I know, and I love y'all. I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Sure you do. Sorry.
Oh man.
Could you ask your fellow, your man, what's his name? Kevin?
Well, the new one. No, the new one is Rob. I have a
Rob.
new guy.
Hello, Rob.
Rob, yeah.
I'm a Lance Heartthrob. Hey, Bobby. So, no, I'm kidding. Rob, if you wouldn't mind asking Rob, do you... thanks for throwing the question out of my head. I was told I had this... I am actually this little tiny or little odd-looking light being with very high eyes in my skull and a triangular nose and kind of a flap triangular mouth. Does he have any information about that? Or was that accurate? Or I'm kind of confused about that.
Okay, hang on. So this was the information that the lady gave you the other day. Yeah, you said at the beginning of the show, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I asked if the information was correct, and he said partly.
Okay.
So let me just go back and ask what that means. He said he is not a little being. Actually, you're quite tall.
Okay.
And he's showing me 7 to 8 feet tall.
All right.
And the eyes are not in the back of your head and in front of your head.
Oh, no, they're in the front, but she saw them going up high into the forehead, like long, elongated.
I mean, I'm seeing it right now. It is an elongated skull. There's no hair. It's this smooth. The forehead part is much broader than the chin. The chin is quite narrow.
Eyebrows? What color?
I don't see eyebrows, but I see like a bump where eyebrows would be. But I actually don't see eyebrows. From what I'm seeing, this isn't a highly evolved being. He calls it a light being.
That's what I've been told by a few psychics.
But it's quite, there's one standing in front of me, and maybe that's just a depiction of what you're supposed to look like. 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Quite thin.
Because I work out.
This is the funniest show ever. The limbs are, I don't get a musculature, I don't see the muscles. It's just thin.
Yeah.
On the thinner side. There's
gangly is the word.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I am gangly.
And I actually hear the word passive. You're quite passive.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting description. Passive in nature. Maybe just the species are passive in nature.
Now, I'm going to...
And I get really...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. I get a very high frequency in my ears, almost like, I don't know how to... It's a sound, but I cannot put it into words.
Okay. I understand that I have really tall, almost bluish guides.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I'm wondering... Is that
your group?
Yeah, my family. Like a family, like my guide has never been earthbound.
I got blue. I think you might be. Have you ever heard of Patal?
Patal, no.
Maybe or sort of Andromedan or something like that. Vegan. Hey, what do you think, Joanna? Do you get any names of star systems?
The first thing that popped in my head was Orion, but I don't... Yeah.
Oh, I've been connected or really interested in Orion ever since I was old enough to be able to look up and see stars.
Really?
I can pick Orion out.
Yeah, so that's a cue right there. So you're asking if that's your family. He says that's your star family.
Okay, that's a star family.
Whatever that means.
Because that was when I first, in 2012, I was told that I was somewhat empathic. I was also told my spirit guide was described to me as someone who looked like they were from Egypt 30,000 years ago. And also that they had never been earthbound. And it didn't connect that they could be ET. And I asked what its name was, and Jennifer said he's laughing because, why do people always stick names on these things?
Mm-hmm.
So,
wasn't Toth also kind of alienish? Wasn't he blue?
Toth?
Toth, Thoth. JP knows.
The guy with the long beak, the long ibis-like beak.
Right, yeah.
They all had this. If you look at all these pictures, David Wilcock did the thing on this. Is that they all have this long, gangly arms and a little pot belly and kind of triangular shoulders and things like that. They all had this particular look.
Okay.
And then with the different heads, which is strange. I still don't get the head thing. But you've seen the head, Joanna, haven't you? You were presented with Toth, and he had, is it like he was wearing a mask? Is it like Stargate, where they have a thing that kind of holographically projects it? Has he got a normal face, or does he really? Is it an art?
It's a depiction. Depiction. What does depiction mean? What's a depiction mean? What does that mean? Depiction.
A representative
representation.
Like an avatar, like the thing that people have on their Skype. Or his cover photo. If it's Facebook, his cover photo.
Okay, that's his depiction then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he was standing right next to me. I remember that day. I'll never forget it.
That blew your mind, didn't it? I knew I'd blew your mind.
It blew me to pieces.
Joanna,
Devil, eh? Tell us about it. Tell everybody about it.
No, hold on a second. I'm just going to go back really quick. What do you recall? What the eyes looked like in the character that came to you just a minute ago when we were talking about my thing?
Sure. Hang on. He says to me they're deep set. And I see them quite high up.
All right.
Deep set and high up. But they're not small eyes, they're big eyes.
Like almond shape?
Yes, they're big. Yeah. And I don't see any lashes. I don't see lashes. What I see, it's almost like when he or she blinks, it's almost like how do you want me to explain it? Like another layer of skin comes down and then it moves up again.
Yeah, like an alligator.
Yes, thank you. Except it doesn't look like that. But that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like a cat. Cats have that sort of thing, don't they?
No,
they do. There's a part of their eye that does it. Yeah.
The sight goes from side. Hey, PJ, has everyone done that? Anyone ever? Have you ever had this done with you?
What my star origin is?
Yeah.
I've it's a long story, but I know that I've come through Lyra, and it's a long time ago, and there's a long story that is attached to the destruction of Maldek and the whole Pleiadian existence and what it's all about. Have you come across Audrey Ewis?
No.
Who's a real Pleiadian who has been telling us all about it, what it's like, what life is like on the Pleiades, and it's like this is exactly what I've been talking about. And he completely confirmed my story, and gave so much extra detail, like he really knew what was going on because he was there as well, in soul, in spirit at that time.
Wow.
So and so I've even made a website, Lyran.club and Pleiadian.club. So come and join the Galactic Free Alliance, where you come from, and we'll make clubs for all the different races, so that everybody's can meet with each other, and then we can meet together and make a proper council.
So how do I find out what club I belong to?
Well, I would say, if I say Tay-Getter, what does that make you feel in your heart?
Say it again.
Tay-Getter. All right, try this. Atlas. Alcyone.
That. The third one.
Alcyone.
That's sunk right in. The other two bounce off.
Okay, Era.
Yeah, that one is softer as well.
Okay, Era of Alcyone is a star. And the Aryans are the true Aryans that Hitler was looking for. They're our kind of progenitors in many ways. I think that's like the original Pleiadians, if you like. There's a kind of diaspora that goes, some group went to one place and then they grew up and then they started colonizing other places and so on, like different generations. But there's a place that around Atlas called New Lyra, and that's where Ark comes from. But but the thing is, if you come from Era, then you come from the same place.
Oh, okay.
As I do. So that's probably,
Which makes sense.
There's a big mission. There's a big mission. And loads of people are kind of waking up because, over the many thousands of years, loads of Pleiadians have crash landed on the planet, got murdered pretty sharply, and then kind of stumbled through the reincarnation cycle until today. And suffered abuse and terrible things at the hands of the reptilians and other humans that have been programmed by the reptilians, and just really not had such a great time of it, to be honest. But here we are, and it's the time of the crossing, and everything kind of gets reset at this time, and we can all wake up to who we are, join together, and reform the Pleiadian mental collective and save this planet's ass.
Well, it's about time.
That's the plan, anyway.
That's the plan. That? We'll see how that goes.
Well, they didn't phone, so I don't know if I'm going to be interested. Now, it's
when they would say. They never turn up when you need them.
Yeah, when we talk about
two of them come when you need, when they come, they come in threes.
Joanna, I'm still trying to figure out in the description. This is fascinating to me. Was there a specific color or anything? Because I'm trying to.
It was light blue. Yeah.
Light blue.
Yes.
Light blue, bald, light blue, no eyebrows, and
no eyebrows, eyes. Big eyes, limbs.
Big eyes that are all black, or actually have a pupil in white.
Let me just tune in again. I thought it was all black. No, I don't see pupil. It's all one color. It's dark.
Aw. I want to be somebody pretty.
Well, I didn't say you're ugly.
No, I was kind of hoping more humanoid than grayish. Not gray, but
blue's cool. Blue's cool.
You kind of remind me of my alien Anna that I have with me for the last few months, and she's blue. Mm-hmm. She looks very similar. She's just a little bit more bluer than what I was seeing earlier. And I don't know where she comes from, but she's definitely not human looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sorry, go ahead.
She's pretty.
Okay. Because I know the narrow-chinned, bald, no eyebrows. There is the one. There's some. What are they? Xiza. Cyrus or something. They're from. Does that mean anything? Yeah. That mean anything to you, JP?
What do you mean? Sirius A, Sirius B, Sirius C.
I think they're Xiza or Xiza.
Are you talking maybe Zeta? No, not Zeta.
This is like
not Zeta Reticulus. Those are the classic greys, the Zeta Reticulans.
Not those little weasels.
No, not those. I'm not sure what you're.
I'm trying to figure out.
But like Orion, so there's some good Orions as well as bad Orions, and you have a benevolent enough vibration, so you must be. But you see what they call the Orion Consortium. That's the reptilians, the greys, and the Aldebrands. And you got to watch out for the Aldebrands, right? Because they're the pesky ones. They're the ones that connected with the Nazis.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to know, like, the worst ET race, they're the ET. They speak German, and they connected with the Germans in the 40s, and that's how they got from canvas and string to V2 rockets in 15 years.
Is that was that through the Vril?
Correct.
With the love of my life,
Maria Orsic.
Yeah. Oh, is she a heartbreaker? Holy cow!
Is that's the girl that we talked a few weeks ago about?
The beautiful.
Coming to me?
Yeah,
wow.
The beautiful young woman.
Stunner.
Yeah. JP, I've got some people. I've been digging into that, and I'm going to have somebody come on in the next, I think, end of November, early December, and talk about the Vril and the Nazi or the flying disc connection.
Yeah, if you want to wheel somebody out, I got quite a bit of data on it.
Oh, excellent!
If you're ever interested about the development of the Nazi bell and how it ties in with UFOs and the Phoenix lights and not the Phoenix lights, the UFOs over Washington.
Oh yeah,
that wasn't ET.
No,
that was Nazi. That was Nazi, and NASA means Nazis are still active.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
it is interesting, and it's going to get into Admiral Byrd going down to the South Pole,
Antarctica,
that whole thing. Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of interested in. But the light blue fellow with the narrow chin, bald head, no eyebrows, no eyelashes. I see that as one of the Syrian hybrids, but that particular one does have blue eyes with like normal looking eyes, but the rest of the face is exactly what you described. But who knows?
Yeah, no. What I am being shown or what I'm seeing is there's no pupil.
Okay. Oh man, you should get like ID cards or something with these people. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I'm going to have some really cool dreams tonight. This is going to be interesting.
Kidding.
And for our listener who's still hanging on here, and for JP and anyone else, next Saturday, this is what Joanna and I are going to be talking about. I'm going to be putting questions to Joanna, like the basic ones. Is there such thing as what we call a Bigfoot? If so, are they of Earth? Are they interdimensional? All the questions that come up on these Paracons. And we're going to see...
I got an answer to that.
Yeah, so that'll be an interesting one because of the callers that we've had coming in on Two Mediums and a Large in the last year. Every so often, something's come through, such as... if we get that hair analyzed, it'll come back to something, a species not known to man. And Joanna then goes, oh my gosh, where'd that come from? But she's been allowed to have a lot of information that is outside of what Two Mediums and a Large started out to be. Like, is my grandfather there and is everything okay? Or am I going to meet the love of my life? Joanna is now being permitted to see a little bit further and dig a little bit deeper to things that are outside her comfort zone. So we are going to drag her kicking and screaming outside of her comfort zone. Well,
there's another story,
Yeah,
I have another story that I don't want to subvert the topic of that.
No problem.
But there's another story that surrounds Bigfoot and their origin and how it connects with the reptilians, the Pleiades, comets, frogs from the sky, fish from the sky, blood-red rivers, and many other things.
Ew.
Including why humans are able to be mind-controlled easily.
Oh, dear.
There's a very, very big story.
Interesting.
But that's just like one... you could say that the Bigfoot is an effect of a larger story. How about that?
Very cool. Yeah. And these are the types of questions, if anyone has a question, if you go over to Spaced Out Weekend, my Facebook page, ask me a question that you think might come up or that you've had an interest in. You might say, I was out in the bush one day, I saw something, a great big 7-foot giant hairy thing. I don't know what it is. And maybe Joanna can say, take a deep breath, ask Bob, and we'll see. Yeah, it was a bear, or it was a Sasquatch. But we'll see. We'll see what information we are allowed to share. Does Dogman really exist, or is it a bear with mange? Who knows? No, Joanne, I'm being serious. If you saw a black bear with mange, it's identical to what some people have drawn as quote-unquote Dogman. Because a bear without its clothing on, a naked bear looks like, when you kill a bear, and this happened a lot out here, they've skinned them, cut the head off and the paws, they look like a human being. And then the police get called out because we're looking at this, somebody said they just saw a body that's been decapitated. Because a layperson looking at a skinned bear, it looks like a human. It articulates the same way and everything. So imagine a bear with mange, just, skin with no hair. It looks like a dog with arms and legs like a human. So
how does a bear look like a man? I don't understand that.
It's it's because of the articulated. It's the way the legs are articulated, the forearms and the chest. So if you take all the fur off down to just the skin, the meat, and bone,
I see. Okay.
Without a head and without paws,
I see. Gotcha.
It's very, very creepy looking. But unless you're in an area, or if you ever hunted a bear, which I haven't, but I've seen dead bear. But if somebody saw a bear with mange standing on its hind legs and quickly running across the road, it would look like a human with a dog's head. And they're creepy looking. In fact, if my listener Googles bear with mange, there's photographs of them in zoos and things. They're the creepiest looking things. And then if you look up a Dogman diagram, or someone said, oh, this sketched what I saw, look at them both together. But those are questions we'll ask. What is Dogman? Does it really exist? Is it... we're going to go through the cryptid list. Was there the Loch Ness Monster? Does the Loch Ness Monster exist? Well, people like Elizabeth Anglin, who's remote viewed... her belief is there is a space, a rift, that these things will come from either another dimension, another time. So let's see what you're allowed to be given to pass on to our listeners.
I'm looking at a bear with mange. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yikes. Scary.
And a lot of times, you look at a raccoon with mange and it looks like an evil little monster, but honestly, it's just a cute little cuddly raccoon with no fur. been at the hairdresser or got a really bad perm or something and every hair fell out. But these are the questions that I would like to ask, and I'd like to put to what we call the other side, and to see if it's, a few of these things we might not be allowed to know, or basically it's like what we asked on 9/11 when we did it. We have questions to put to Joanna about the 9/11 attacks. Just don't ask her if it was an inside job, because
they can ask whether I give the answer is a different story.
Yeah, and that's what we discussed. You were told by your guide you will not go near that, because there are so many people making a living off the conspiracy theory. It would hold you up to ridicule. So you kind of understand what the answer was. So
not only ridicule, but also a bit of safety too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
There is some safety issues, but it's when someone goes up against a whole bunch of people who make money off worrying and this is a big inside job and this is a conspiracy, and you come out and say, you know what? Well, you're putting their pocketbook at risk, so they don't want you doing that. And you have a better track record than a lot of those people, which I appreciate. But again, you will only be given what we are supposed to know.
Yes.
So it's not like, that Joanna, she doesn't know anything. She's never answered that question. Well,
I actually don't. I don't know anything.
Well, you're funny. One of the things that makes you so real is when you say things and you say, what does that word mean? Because I don't know it. That's a clue that you're actually getting
that just
something.
does my head in, because like some of the things you come out with and you say, I don't know what this means, but da-da-da-da-da-da. And like, I know exactly what that means, because it's a very technical thing. And it's like somebody describing a piece of computer code to somebody who's never written a computer program. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that gives as James is saying, it gives you a level of credibility that what's coming through you is really coming through clearly. And that's valuable. And that's real dumb and like...
JP, she had me at one point when she said there's a fella coming through, he's wearing a vest of some sort, and up on top of it, it's got bugs on it. And he's very proud of this bugs on his vest. And, of course, Joanna's like... Yeah, and you're like, why is he proud? And the kid said, that's my dad. He and I used to go fly fishing. So what you did is you described the vest he would have with all the flies
on the fishing flies,
which made total sense to the caller, because that proved that was his father. And you're going, what the heck does he have bugs? Because that's what he was showing you the flies that he had tied to go fishing.
I don't remember that, but then I don't retain any of the stuff anyway.
Well, that was a year ago, and I always remember that because I went fly fishing, and I'm like, that's an easy one. And you're like, what the heck? He's got bugs on he's very proud of these little bugs on his vest. It's like, okay, that's a gimme. and like JP says, it's a validation that is almost impossible to not accept, because you have no idea.
You don't know what goes on in my head when they tell me this stuff. I have a battle with them before they go, come on, just say it.
Oh, I understand that from reading cards. I go to say something and I go, no, that doesn't make any sense. And I keep thinking about it and it keeps coming back. I'll flip the card over and look at it again. And I'll cover it up, look at it again, and I get the same thing. It's just that confidence, and your confidence level's gone crazy in the last year.
Thank you.
Things you just let them come out now.
I just let it rip, because you know what? Like, what have I got to lose? You know what? What have I got to lose?
You take away your birthday? No.
Exactly. Yeah. They can laugh. What are they going to laugh at me? I laugh at myself. So what?
No one's going to laugh at you, because I would kill them.
I don't even care.
Yeah. Well, that's it. When you get into the groove that you're doing, your energy is just, at Christmas, it's better to give than to receive. I love giving presents. Imagine having a job like Joanna where you're constantly just giving. And it's not actually costing you money. So you're giving people, in most cases, in the vast majority of cases, you're giving them what they want. You're enlightening somebody.
What they need, yeah.
What they need.
That's
yeah.
what
Not necessarily what they want, but definitely what they need, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are some who fight, and that's okay too.
Oh, I couldn't believe somebody with Paisley who got a hold of her and wanted a reading and then gave a fake name. It's like, and then criticized Paisley over the reading, right, Paisley?
We're still on the air, James.
I know, but I'm not going to give out this person's name because it would probably be a fake name anyway. But that's crazy. And then you go, oh, you didn't get that right. Wow, that's laughable. Well, really? How about give her real information to work from, you bozo you?
It was okay because I knew the information was right. I knew it just wasn't being received. Right. And that's okay. That happens.
Yeah, it does.
It happens a lot, James. Like, people will ask a question and they already have in mind the answer they want to hear. And when a medium or a psychic or an intuitive gives them information that spirit wants to tell them, that's a really important key to help them move forward, they resist it. They don't want to hear. They want to hear only what they want to hear, and that's the only thing they want to hear. And sometimes they'll go to 10 psychics. And the 10 psychics will tell them the same information.
Yeah, or they'll actually keep calling back over and over and seeing if something's going to change.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
It's
until they receive it, right?
I used to, when I first went to psychics for readings, it was like a 4-month, like, I'm not going to go see this person for another 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you look at Mary Ellen Rodriguez, who was on, and even Mary Ellen Morgan, Marianne Morgan, they do readings that cover 5 to 10 years. And that's it. Like Marianne Morgan, $350. I'll give you a 10 to 15 year reading. My luck, they get to next Wednesday and say, oh, don't see anything after this, but I'm not going to tell you when you're going to die. It's like, damn it.
It's a curtain. I'm seeing a curtain.
I'm seeing a black curtain, and I'm seeing water and sharks, but don't worry about it. Those are the kind of things that are interesting, but and that's what I'd be afraid of. You know, at the age of 20, 30, even 40, a reading that goes for 10 years, no problem. You know, after 55, 50, no, I'm good. How about a 1 to 2 year reading? And I'd still be paranoid that it's only going to go 6 months. But we'll all get there. Readings are good, but I can't, my very first reading, I was told, oh, by the way, you'll never win a lottery. Oh, damn. So what I did today when I was in the U.S., I bought 2 Powerball tickets, like for $300 million or something is the winning thing. I'm just going to give them to friends. So I bought these. Go out, and if you win something, could I get $25 to pay for gas?
Yeah.
But because I'm not going to win, so. But what the heck, you might.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
No.
Yes.
All right, everybody.
Yes.
I really want to thank everybody. JP, thank you very much for calling in and being here. And Paisley, thanks again for staying up late. And I will see you next
James.
Saturday in the closet and with my homework.
The broom closet. Yes, that's right.
Yep. And for everybody else out there and putting up with us and calling in and fighting the stupid phones, which are still being wonky. Thanks again. And
thanks, JP,
remember, everyone, just please, for goodness sakes, keep an open mind.
This is set free. All that we have is now. If this is what you want, then come to me.
All right, that's it. Let's roll. And hey! Let's be careful out there.
Far over the snow, what are those voices? They sing as they go, what are those voices? Look up for the mountain. Because somebody died, somebody better hide on through the hail, like a pack of angry wolves on the trail. We are after you, dead or alive. We are out to get you, dead or alive. And forget your soul. If you're the one, better run away. Son, you are done. Throw your gun away. Here come the Mounties to get the man they're after now. Run through the hail like a pack of angry wolves on the trail. Dead or alive, we are out to get you, dead or alive. If you're the one, better run away. Son, you are done. Throw your gun away. Here come the Mounties to get the man they're after. No!
I see dead people.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Dave's not here!
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.